Welcome everybody to the TARDIS Zone Live. We've got the classic Who watch along, but before we do start, I just want to talk about something. So, Doctor Who Production News has put out a little article about, how Rose Tyler and the Doctor, Jodie's Doctor, would like to work together. I just want to say to you all, are you all that bloody gullible, right? Do you know why this story is coming out? Because Manip has left social media under a suspicion of something, right? And then they all come out with this crap to distract you all from the real issue. Why is Manip Gill offline? Why is she not on Twitter anymore when her social media accounts, Instagram, is still active? She wrote to a fan who actually sent her a message, and she said that she's having so much fun that she decided to deactivate her Twitter account. It's a blatant lie, and all of this rubbish that's coming out with Rose and the Doctor is a distraction. So they're not my Doctor lot. Instead of focusing on the relationship between Rose and the Doctor, focus on the real issue here is why Manip Gill left social media. All right? Because her Instagram account is active, but her Twitter isn't after she shared a video, right? She shared that video and her Twitter account was deactivated. And now yous are all being distracted by this whole thing. Oh, the Doctor and Rose. They're doing it deliberately. Can you not see what the J-bots are doing, right? They're trying to keep yous away from all of the other stuff, right? There's definitely something going on. She definitely did something wrong, right? She's lying to the fans because our Instagram is active. So if she's taking a break from social media, then our Instagram would also be inactive, and she'd probably deactivate that account as well. It does not make sense, right? It doesn't make sense that she'd deactivate her Twitter account but wouldn't deactivate the rest of her social media. Open your eyes. This whole thing with Rose and the Doctor is a distraction. Doctor Who Production News put it up, and another few people, the usual suspects, all shared it. It's to distract you away from the Manip Gill stuff. So concentrate on the Manip Gill stuff and try find out why she left social media. We're starting to put things together, and it looks like she did share that video. She thought it was a joke, and she might have realized the mistake she made, and she panicked and she deleted her Twitter account. I am not buying this that a friend of hers or she has said that she's taking a break from social media. She isn't taking a break from social media, and even the timing of this would be bad. Why would she take a break from social media when there's actually the Christmas special or the festive special coming up? This would be the time that she'd be very active on Twitter, right? So I'm telling you now, right, this whole shipping business is to distract you away from the real issue here, and the real issue is, why did Manip Gill leave Twitter? So will you actually concentrate on the stuff that needs to be concentrated on and forget about this nonsense about Rose and the Doctor, yeah? Just forget about it. It's been going on for the last 3 years. It's to distract you away from what's really happening, right? Why did Manip Gill, and I'm going to keep saying it, why did she leave social media, and why is our Twitter, why is our Instagram account still active if she makes the claim that she's taking a break from social media? Right? Come on, cop on to yourselves. It's so blatantly obvious what's going on here, right? It's a distraction to keep you distracted away from the real issue, which is Manip Gill leaving. And if people think it's not a big deal her leaving, it is. Why did she leave, right? Why is she lying to fans by telling some fan in a message that the reason why she's leaving social media is because she's having so much fun? Right? But she's been in lockdown for the past few months. Don't be giving me this crap, right? You all need to open your eyes. Do I need, you know, this is every time with the Not My Doctor lot. They keep focusing on the wrong fucking issues, right? And it's doing me bleeding head in, right? Manip leaving was a big deal. So why aren't you all making a big deal out of that, right? Why aren't you investigating that? Why aren't you putting all your resources into finding out why she left, right? I'm able to piece a few things together with the little bits of strands of information I got, right? Yous are supposed to be the not my doctor lot, you know? What yous doing? Yous are bitching and moaning about the fact that Rose and the doctor might be in a relationship instead of actually focusing on what she's need to be focusing on. It's actually doing me head in. Like, come on, open these eyes. It's clear to see what's happening here. Distraction. To distract you all. And she didn't leave social media because she's having too much fun. She left social media because she shared a video that she thought was funny. And then she realized she made a mistake. And instead of owning up to her bullshit, she does what her generation does. They run. They run. Because they won't take responsibility for their own actions. Absolutely bloody ridiculous to carry on. Right? And then we got the not my doctor side falling for it. Hook, line and sinker. You know? And not even talking about the Manip Gill stuff. Come on, cop on to you ourselves. It's so obvious what's happening. I've sent links to everybody. And if one of you could send a link to Gary, who's in the chat, because obviously his email address is a bit of a weird one. Just give us a second. Hold on. I'm gonna bring on. I'm not gonna do big mad intros, right? I'm actually cold here, so I have to put something on clothes. I mean, I'm wearing clothes, but they're not warm enough. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna bring the two guests that are here right now here on, and I'm gonna go in and get some clothes on. So I'll just bring them on. I'll let Rabbi actually just have a talk there for a second. If he wants to bring up the Manip Gill situation, you can, Rabbi, or if there's anything else you want to just, while I go off and just get a pair of bloody jeans on or something instead, something that's a lot warmer. But listen, I'm being honest with you guys. You know, this whole thing with Manip stinks. And I know there's something up, and I'm not letting it go. I told you I'm not letting it go. This is my focus. I want to know why she left social media. Someone has to have a screenshot out there of the tweet that she originally put out. Someone has to have it. So either there's a J-bot that has it and it won't release it because obviously they know it'll get her into trouble. I'm surprised one of her lot hasn't got it. That's the thing that's annoying me. People do be keeping an eye on these things and nobody has it. But she didn't leave Twitter because she's on it so-called she's having so much fun. So much fun doing what exactly, you plank? Tell the truth. You lied, right? You shared a video that you thought was funny, and then you realized you made a mistake because of the air of Black Lives Matter, because everybody has lost their shit and has a stick up their arse, as I said, doesn't have a sense of humor, but you shared the video, yeah? You realized you made a mistake, and instead of coming out, making a statement to apologize, you've decided to run like the little bitch that you are, right? Like all your generation. These are a bunch of little bitches, weak-minded, and you won't own up to the responsibility, right? She shared that video, and then shortly after, her Twitter account was deactivated. You do not need to be Sherlock fucking Holmes to figure this out. And then she goes and lies to a fan who wrote to her. I have the actual message. It's Manip Gill. It's got the blue check mark and all. She wrote back, oh no, just as I take a break from social media, I'm having too much fun at the moment. I believe that if your Instagram account was also deactivated and it wasn't active, but the fact that it is active means you're lying out your nose, out your mouth. So why are you lying? So you've got something to hide. So you did something wrong, because people like that don't lie for nothing. So open these eyes. As I said, you don't need to be fucking Sherlock Holmes to figure out what's going on here. Right, we're going to bring Rabbi on. He's going to continue either this conversation or he's got something else to talk about. We'll like win and get a pair of jeans. So he's come a long way. Yeah, come a long way. He's came all the way to Earth because he loves the boobies. And I love boobies too, but he loves them even more. And that's why he's here. He wouldn't be even here if it wasn't for boobies, I don't think. But he's here and he joins us live tonight on the stream. It's a Rabbi from another
Hello, how are you, sir?
I am good. By the way, I put up your first Star Wars little teaser. Went down very well.
Very nice.
I got the second one set up for tonight, so I'll throw that up after the live. But you did say to me if I wanted any more. If you want to do a few more, it's up to yourself if you've got the time.
I'll try and crack him out. I should.
Crack out another 2, but just another 2. That'll get us to Wednesday, and that'll be fine. Yeah.
All right, not a problem at all.
Right. So I'm going to leave you with Rabbi for a couple of minutes. Not a couple of minutes, just give me a minute or 2.
No problem. Just you go find yourself some furs to wrap yourself in, man. I will. I'll man the fort. Anyway, that was an onion. I was just frantically eating before I was like, I'm going to bring one. Oh shit! And so, and then he did them. So yeah, I think the thing Noel didn't bring up. I'm not sure he knows it or not. Tim Davie got very publicly hauled over the coals by the government board about the BBC, about their act on Twitter, about their clear lack of impartiality and consequence thereof for their employees on Twitter. They're very high-profile employees on Twitter. I think Mandy Gill is terrified, and quite rightly so now, as the new edict come down. Tim Davie will say, listen, they haven't said anything. I just got here. Basically what he said, going forward, we're going to be doing stuff. We're going to be doing something different. So, bit of speaking of boobies, as we do, I am getting going to get a very big charge of boobies this week. This is very exciting, and I might need your help. I am doing a series of art cards that you can you get one of, I think, I'm not sure. Is the incentive you're going to get to sign up for my Indiegogos. This series is called For the Male Gaze. For the Male Gaze. The first sorry, sir?
I said, wouldn't you know you'd name it that For the Male Gaze?
For the Male Gaze. The first one is you have the James Bond gun barrel, right? In front of it, a woman, a gorgeous woman in very, very expensive and revealing lingerie, heel, socks, and suspender with a gun in the James Bond pose. So they're going to be like very cheesecakey pose. I want to do something like with Perry draped across the TARDIS. But get PG-13, but only just. That sort of thing. But anyway, so the first one is being done right now. You will be getting like reveals on my channel all this week.
Fantastic. I'll be with you now. Hold on. We've got 3 minutes of this game to go as well. Manchester United are playing Chelsea, so I'm hoping we get the fucking win at the end. Come on. Right, we'll bring on the other guests while we're waiting anyway. Could someone send Gary Hewitt the stream?
I'll try and find it.
Rabbi is going to do it for you there, Gary. We'll get you on as well. Right, let's bring on our next guest. It's the one and only co-host from Daniel's channel. It's Charlotte.
Hello. Yes.
And it looks like the sound issues are gone away. We can hear you.
No, don't jinx it. Let's just see what happens.
Right. We won't jinx it. Right, let's continue on. He's the one and only. He's got a problem. He always has a problem. Yeah, he never stops moaning, this fella.
You're one to talk.
I know. He's the one and only. Yeah, but he's worse than me. The one and only problem being. He's already fuming through his nose.
Outrageous.
Are you offended, Lee?
I am offended.
Oh.
I'm cancelling you now. Hashtag cancel Noel.
Hashtag don't cancel me. No, thank you. Well, they tried, but here we go. Anyway, yeah, so we're just waiting on one more panelist, I think, isn't it? Yeah, just Gary, and I think that's the panel, isn't it?
I know it's
Super John. Super fucking John. I forgot Super John. Hold on, Super John. Sorry, John. I knew, it's Gary and John. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's Gary and John as well.
If you could, Rabbi, please email it to me, because I'm definitely going to need to keep attention, because I watched this today and bloody hell was I confused.
I love this story. I freaking love this story. And I watched the making ofs, right? And they got what's his name? The script editor, Andrew Cartmel saying, and I agree with him completely. I find none of this confusing at all. I find it not confusing in any way. And I'm like,
well, good on you too.
So listen, I'll ask me what's going on as it's going on. I should be able to talk you through. Hopefully.
Right, link sent. Come on, boys. Get a goal. Right at the end. Come on. This is hopeless. 0-0 against Chelsea. Are you for real?
Oh,
Oh, my dad's also a United fan, so he's watching the game.
Yeah, there's a minute to go. We can still win. So if I scream, if you hear me shouting, come on. It's like literally just a minute to go. Rabbo, you just keep talking anyway. Oh, there's Gary. Right, so we'll bring Gary on. So here's Gary. We've got Gary. Gary's joining us, and then we got Super John. I've also sent Super John the link as well. So we bring Gary on. There's Gary there. There he is.
Oh,
hey, Gary.
I don't have your email.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Oh, we nearly scored. Sorry. Here, listen.
Let him enjoy the moments.
Lee, are you enjoying this live football?
Oh, it's so
I know you adore football.
Oh, God.
This is my experience with football. My father bought me and my sister season tickets to White Hart Lane on Spurs on Saturdays. And I went there because we had a big fry-up grill before and then a cafe before we went. And I got a Kinder Egg. I was bored out of my mind by the bloody game.
Good man.
If I had to pick, I'd pick rugby because at least there's a chance of a fight.
Rabbi, everything in life is Marmite. You either love it or hate it.
It's true. GhostLight is the story that proves that. People either love this story or they're like, what the hell?
My mum hates football, but she loves Formula 1.
That's not
cool. Yeah, you can't hate
football. She's a tech girl.
In our blood.
No, it's funny. My dad's football, my mum's tennis. So if when Andy Murray was still good and playing was good and still could do it, she would honestly go into mum mode. You would hear her in the background go, "Oh, Andy, oh, what you doing?" And we used to say to her, "Mum, he can't hear you. He can't hear you." She used to go in proper mum mode.
My parents used to sell strawberries and scones and cream at Wimbledon. It was very lucrative for them. They said they liked it a lot.
Yeah, you can't do Wimbledon without strawberries and cream.
All right,
you keep cutting me up. I was just saying we were raised on it. We had grandstand every Saturday.
Oh, you go.
No, when we were kids, we had grandstand every Saturday, so it was like several hours of sports.
Yeah, that's why I was always excited for grandstand to end because that meant Doctor Who or Basil Brush was coming on.
Yeah.
But the good stuff's happening at last.
God, it went forever. Oh, God. Do you remember the pools draws as well? God, lummy, they went on forever.
Right,
now, does anybody need a link to the story?
I'm kind of back, but listen, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I was checking out, because I wanted to see what time all the specials were on. So I checked out when all the specials. The interesting thing that I found was that most of the specials under Moffat were between the times of 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Some of them were at 7. But the early specials under RTD mostly were all at 7 o'clock. Resolution was at 7 o'clock as well, but that was obviously New Year's Day. So if this 5:25 time is real, there is a possibility, but that's the daytime schedule. The evening schedule doesn't kick in.
Which day is that? When? On Christmas?
Day.
Christmas Day.
That could be when it shows.
It's a bit of a dead period. Here, let me look at Christmas schedules in the past. It's a bit of a dead period.
I have a video ready. I've already checked the Christmas schedule in the past. I did it last night because someone tried to contradict me last night, and I don't like people contradicting me, so I went and I checked. All the specials, the average time for a special is 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
Can you hear me? All you have to do is work out which Doctor Who's were popular, and then all you have to do is, they're either going to be popular at a particular time, or they're not popular, or they're equally popular. The problem's solved. So just go and have a look and work out the median. Which ones were popular at which particular time?
An interesting thing I found out: the least popular specials that are considered by fans were the ones that were shown earlier. The ones that were shown later, like the set at 6:35 time slot or the 7 o'clock time slot, were the popular episodes that we all liked. So I did notice that the poorer the quality of the special, the least it was on the daytime instead of the evening. So if Resolution if Revolution is 25 past 5 like they said he is, well, I'm just gonna let you know by looking at the past, this is gonna be a shit show. That's why
Yeah, they're gonna get low ratings.
Yeah.
Guys, what did I
That's gonna be
literally
the
say?
ratings if they're lucky.
And they're going to repeat it on New Year's Day as well.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's how
what-
they're going to justify it. They're going to double it. That's how they're going to justify it.
Here, look at, but they do that all the time. Look at, that's not unusual, right?
Yeah,
for
but that's how they're
anyone
going to say it.
they always repeat the Doctor Who Christmas special on New Year's Day. It's not a new thing. So well, I just want to put that out there. To be fair, this has happened before, so I don't want people to say, "Oh, it's because it's nothing to do with Whittaker." They've done this before in the past. They always show it New Year's Day again, so it's nothing new. Nothing new.
What, Charlotte, sorry.
No, I was
Charlotte?
just gonna say, what did I say a couple of weeks ago? That I had a gut feeling this special was going to be a disaster, and that's why they've not done a trailer. So now that they're possibly putting it on a dead slot,
Yes, I think as well.
I
putting
think
it in a
they're
dead
basically
slot.
putting it out to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're starting
Okay.
filming in November. Okay, I just don't think they.
now, right? BBC have lost faith in this, right? If they throw it out in that time slot, it means they don't give a crap. They're hoping for the best. If they really wanted to see how well this performed, they put it on the evening slot like they did with
This is a
Resident.
children's TV
They're
slot.
not going to do that because they know it's damaged. So they'll put it on a day spot or daytime slot because they think kids are going to sit around and watch because it'd be the start of the evening. That kids are going to sit around and watch. To be honest with you, kids will rather watch bleeding paint dry than watch this.
Yeah,
crap.
this is gonna crash hard. This is gonna be kind of fun, I think.
Yeah, but people do different things after dinner. Listen, after Christmas dinner, people do between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. People are doing different things after Christmas
Exactly.
dinner. Some of us are having, a beverage and just talking. Kids are playing with the computer games and things, and you might play board games or whatever. But between that time, you're socialising with your family after the dishes are being washed and everything. So 7 o'clock is the best time for Doctor Who.
Yeah,
when
so like
everybody's
it's a graveyard slot.
7 o'clock is the best time for Doctor Who. You're right. And I said that last night, someone trying to contradict me, and I said, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. That's why I went and I checked. I will throw that video up. I have the schedule of every year since 2005 when the special dropped. And the times most of them are 7 o'clock. That's when they mostly put them on. Moffat kind of changed a little bit. It was him that started the first. No, actually, it wasn't. It was the next Doctor that started the first. That came on earlier. That was on before 6 o'clock. That was the very first special. The next Doctor. That was the one with your man that was thinking he was the Doctor, but he wasn't actually really the Doctor. So that was the one that started.
Okay,
But then after that, the next one was at 6:35, and the one after that was 7. So I've checked all the times, but the average time is 7 o'clock for Doctor Who Christmas Day.
Right, but no. But the question is, what slot is it now in? If it's not in the populist drama slot, right, anymore. Now it's in a kind of a dead children's TV slot. Like it used to be, like who was it? Like what was the one they had? Yeah, I'm looking at it. Michael McIntyre's Big Christmas Show. That's kind of
that's what took the slot.
Right. It's like this weird non-audience slot. Like this is where you just want something on in the background in the middle. Like this is not good news.
If it's true, we'll have to wait. But
Fantastic. For us, it's going to be hilarious.
It's not good news considering that this year is supposed to be so successful, and the people behind it are saying it's successful, but yet they won't throw it on a time.
That's what's going to be hilarious.
It's pretty damning.
yeah, but what's that term? I can't say that German word where you just get enjoyment because it's so bad.
Schadenfolder.
Yeah, that's basically what it is for us, mate.
it
This
very
is
much
true.
is.
Right. I suppose we could finish this conversation after the watch along. But
Right, does anybody need the episode?
Super John is here as well.
Yeah, I need the episode.
How am I sending it to you? Twitter, right? I can send it
You
on
can send it to me on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a sec.
When are they promoting the Xmas special?
They haven't said anything yet.
I don't think they will promote.
They'll have to do a trailer, mate, at least.
I don't
Well, they got it at some point, right? That's just really
too late. Children in need is too late. You know, there should have been at least. There should have been at least a teaser or something at this stage.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right? We've gotten 2 photographs. One, as Lee rightly pointed out, they had to give us 2 images, but they gave us one image that basically had something about it. Was Whittaker with chalk in her hand and in a jumpsuit. And then the other one we got, as Lee rightly pointed out, it's only 3 people sitting at a table looking depressed. How is that supposed to?
Which will represent most people's Christmas Day this year, you know, so it's going to be really extra depressing.
Oh yeah, like none of us can see families, and then we see that.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. Okay, guys, no, can I ask you? Can you give me 2 minutes to run to the bathroom and come back? Well, I'm not going to run. I'm going to go slowly.
We're not ready yet, anyway. So go ahead, man.
I'll be right back.
Walk away.
We've only talked for half an hour. That's like early for us.
Yeah, we normally talk for longer than this. It's normally an hour before we start. So, like, yeah, grand. We're going to start as soon as you come back. But seriously, going back to this Manny Gill situation as well, people need to start looking into this a bit more. I'm surprised I'm really the only YouTuber that's covering this. It should be covered because if you share a video and then your Twitter account deactivates and you don't give any explanation except, well, I came off social media because I'm having too much fun. I'm sorry, even the cleverest person or the dumbest person can figure out that that's not actually the truth. There's something else going on. And I'm actually surprised that nobody else is picking up on it. She did share that video. Everybody has said it on both sides. She shared that video, and shortly after, her Twitter account was deactivated. Now, she's still active, as I said, on Instagram. So some fan wrote to her to ask her, was she all right? Because the J-bots were trying to make it out that she was bullied offline, right? And even I said that was a crock of shit, because if she was bullied, Emily Cook, Death from the Time Ladies, and all those other idiots would be out complaining about the fact that she was abused, right? But nobody did. So why did she leave social media, right? As I said, you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure this out. She shared a video that she thought was funny, but as I said, in the climate that we're in today, she probably realised she made a mistake, but instead of owning up to her mistake, she decided to run, like they all do. They never actually put their hands up and say, yeah.
I think she legally doesn't have a choice. I think her agent just like said, this, you have to. The publisher, I don't think she had a choice.
I was going to say very quickly, and with that policy that the rabbi's talking about, the only people who are going to get away with not following it are the big boys and girls. She's small fry, so yeah, of course, with that.
Exactly.
She's nothing. Like Gary Lineker can get away with doing stupid tweets because he's Gary Lineker, but
in the future.
Well, we hope, don't we? He seems to do what he wants.
I guess we'll find out. But
I just don't know. I just think it's highly suspicious anyway, and I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go because I'm getting down to the bottom of this. I want to know why she left.
It's just as suspicious as about last year when Tosin Cole posted that video.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the response is from this guy. It was Jodie. Did Jodie do her lines?
Yeah.
And then he said, "I don't know."
Exactly.
See, I think they're just playing games.
I think they are as well. Rabbi, where did you send me this GhostLight?
For everything. I'll send it to you now.
No, I have it. You're all right. I have it. I didn't see it at the end there. Sorry. I have it. You gave me the making of as well, did you?
Oh, yeah. They're all good. I love all that stuff.
I know. This is what I love about Rabbi. He sends me something, right? And see, I'm after seeing the comment in there. That's annoying me now. How would it be a publicity stunt, in fairness? Come on. How is it?
Well, this is clearly
Publicity
an error
speaking.
somewhere along the line, and
Right.
someone's covering up for it.
It's
I mean,
not
that's all there is to it.
Look, this is the person that did something wrong, and Rabbi is probably right. She probably was told, listen, we have to take down your social media account, right? But she's active on Instagram. So I just don't buy when she wrote to this fan, and I'll show you the message later on. She actually writes and says, oh no, I'm having too much fun right now, so I've decided to basically walk away. But yes, she's active on Instagram. And
Yeah, it's called saving face. It's all
Yeah.
it is, and it's just saving face.
It's
Yeah,
like
but
she said
I'm-
something and it's a warning.
She
I've
was.
done something.
Sorry,
It's like a warning on Twitter.
I'm just going to cover my own back here, guys. Number one, I don't do Twitter. And number two, I don't know Mandy Gibb personally. She's an actress off the telly. As far as I'm concerned, I understand what all you guys are saying, but for me personally, it's none of my business. I just watch it on Doctor. That's the end of it for me. I'm not interested in her personal life or anything. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
not
So, guys,
remotely.
Well, it's not personal though, because if she did something like that on social media, it's not personal though. She's representing Doctor Who.
well, and I don't know
You
her.
know?
I
And
don't
I
go
know
on Twitter.
and I know you don't like getting involved, which is fair enough. But I mean, at the end of the day, she's representing a show that we love, Gary, right? And she might have done something that's bad, but instead of owning up to it, she's ran off. And I mean, that's not right. It's not right. If it was one of us, if it was you, Gary, that did something like that, you'd be made pay for it, mate. There'd be all hell would break.
It doesn't matter if you didn't do it. If they can allege it, it's enough.
But the point is,
I don't think they have any right to criticize anyone anymore about bullying people online anyway. I mean, I've said this multiple times. Their voice was absolutely silent when they came for Cheryl. So they've got absolutely no business claiming any right to going after anybody for anything. Your voices were absolutely silent.
Let's change the subject then.
Yeah, I was going to say, this was if you look at here, this is what normally goes in the slot they're putting Doctor Who in.
Wow.
What was that last year? That was on?
No, that was last year. Yeah, that was
Yeah, but that shows you the slot. That's the slot they're putting it in.
Yeah, that's the slot that they're putting this
Oh,
special
wow.
in.
That's the slot they sell Doctor Who in now, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the time slot. 5:25. It's dead. They're like 35 minutes away from the evening slot, which Moffat and RTD made sure that they kept. I just don't know. I mean, I'm not saying, look, they showed Doctor Who at 5:35 one time, 5:40 one time, but there were episodes and stories that weren't great with the fans. I just don't. This is not the right time slot. See, they won't put it on the time slot that I want, which is 7 o'clock. Because let's be honest, if they put it on,
not 7 o'clock show, is it? It's not. It's a children's show.
Yeah, so that's what it is now. They've basically told us now it's a kids show.
By the way, in regards to the chat, unprompted by me, my daughter had she's a very big fan of Sheen, apparently. So I know you guys are fan. Yeah, that's all the ads that always come up. Sheen, but my daughter just said, "Oh, so much better than Blue." I'm like, okay, well there you go. I felt I had to tell you people as soon as I found out. So there you go.
Quality.
Right, are we ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because we'll get cracking with this, and then if we want to talk after this, we can. And because I know people, look, I understand where Gary comes from. He just wants to enjoy.
Yeah, I agree.
And he doesn't want to get into the nonsense, and I understand that, Gary. But it's what I do. I do report on that sort of stuff. I don't know why, to be honest with you, because it annoys me. But I think it's because I still bleeding up the show, and I can't.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll tell you, before we came on today, I recorded a video being on the subject. Perhaps one of my best videos. I'm really excited to drop it tomorrow.
Right, well, I can't wait.
No, listen, mate. You know, honestly, I wasn't getting at you. My point was simply,
I know you're
I'm
not.
in part because I've not seen the video, I've not seen the Twitter, I'm not
Oh,
on
I
Twitter.
know. And you don't want to make any comment because you haven't seen that. I understand that, man.
Oh,
I
geez, man.
understand that. It's cool, man.
Understand.
Don't worry. I know you weren't having a go. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Good man.
Right, are we ready to go, though, guys, in the chat?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
we've got
Yes,
everybody
we're ready
ready.
to go.
Rock and roll, baby.
Right, so we're all ready to rock and roll. So we're just waiting to see if everybody in the chat. If you're ready in the chat, let us know, and we'll get Rabbi to do the countdown. We'll get the show on the road. McCoy was probably the darkest doctor. Says
One
the
of
event.
I think
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
would
Very manipulating, I have to say. This doctor was very manipulating. But,
Yeah, if I were to give him a title, I'd say the trickster doctor.
Yeah.
Like almost very like, you know, like in fairy tales or that sort of thing where it's like you don't speak to them because they'll
Yeah.
just wrap you up in riddles. That's what.
Well, he's
I got
trying to be
this from
like
this
Merlin,
story.
isn't he? He's
Yeah.
in
Well,
that
no,
film.
Merlin was supposed to have red hair, be a future doctor. In the
Right.
battle,
Yeah.
Rabbi, knock yourself out.
Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. And the inappropriate titles for the story that's connected to it starts playing. Oh, these titles.
Have to be honest, the worst title of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think the theme's that good. I would.
Yeah, there's nothing to recommend this over.
I don't know. I like the team. I just don't like the actual this crap. If I'm correct in saying this was the first title sequence that they actually used special effects on, wasn't it?
CGI.
First on these CGI.
CGI.
Well,
Yeah,
and
it was the first CGI
titles.
one.
Yeah, they did at the same time they got the special effects of the TARDIS being shot out the sky in Lakosha.
I've got to say, it was very weird seeing Mark Platt's name because I adore him on Big Finish, this writer. So it was a bit odd watching this.
I think this feels like archetypal Mark Platt to me.
Yeah, I can see a bit of that because, like I said, I do love his Big Finish stories. If his name pops up, I'm like, oh, I'll probably get that one.
Like,
Actually,
this is like
and
really weird and interesting, right? It's like what's going on? The music. This seems like something supernatural going on. Love it.
I brought you your dinner.
I seen this in German.
You
an
seen this in
RTL.
German? Wow, I
Yeah.
can imagine. I can imagine.
That must be a weird experience.
I tell you, it is.
Yeah, it
Was it
was.
subtitled? Was it subtitled? Dubbed?
No, there wasn't any subtitles. It was in RTL in I think the kind of early 90s. It was on satellite.
Wow.
Okay. Do you not think the opening theme on this looked very childish? Looking back on it now as a 50-year-old in hindsight, it looks very. I mean, I was probably embarrassed at 17 then. 18, 17, 19.
It's a little bit overkill, isn't it, Gary? It's like too much going on.
Oh, I love it. I'm sorry. I love that setting. The Reverend arriving, and now you got this the rocking horse.
Yeah.
I really love it. It's that like new adventures vibe.
I've got a slight confession to make though. So by the time we got to Sylvester McCoy's era, I was literally done with Doctor Who. So like I've only watched a couple of his stories, believe it or not, over the years. And even though I do like Ace, in certain stories she just did me head in, and so did the Doctor.
Yeah. But again, look at me on the horse. It's just
See that annoys
I
me.
love it.
Yeah, that annoys me.
Why does that annoy you?
Yeah, that annoys me.
What annoys you?
Him getting on a horse.
Oh, come on, the Doctor would do that.
Well, it's the same when Peter Capaldi came out in that bleeding tank. It was.
Oh,
like
come
that
on,
too.
you cannot
I like
compare
that as
those
well.
two. You cannot compare him doing an air guitar solo on a tank to a Doctor be on a rocking horse.
But you know what? I love both of them. I really love both of them.
Maybe it's because I've never been on a rocking horse before.
No, but it had that really. You can kind of imagine the Joker doing that in a Brian Boland drawn. Like this was very much like the comic strip they did at the time. This did feel like the comics of the day, like the comics of the late 80s.
Oh, can somebody give Vanessa a timestamp?
So,
And this story was broadcast out of sequence with where it was supposed to be, wasn't it? Because it was supposed to follow on from another story. I can't remember which one.
what was the other story?
Well, the first story was about because the Battlefield.
Lee, you better have your facts beside you when you're giving.
No, I know it was broadcast out of sequence. I know that for a fact. Because it directly ties in with something that comes later on. We should have gone first. Maybe
Does anybody in the chat know actually what Lee is talking about?
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Right, Vanessa, love, we're on 4:28. Or we've just gone past that if you're trying to get a time. Probably gone past that a little bit now.
Sorry, Charlotte. Mine's on VHS. That's why it says 16 minutes, because you got all this. But before the VHS starts, you got a load of nonsense. So mine says, sorry, I'm on VHS. I haven't got the DVD. I've got it on VHS.
Did you say you're watching GhostLight on VHS?
Yeah, I've had my videos for years.
Hang on for a minute. You still have a video player? You still have a video player?
Wow. Good for you.
Oh man, I'd love to get one. Gary, I'm like you. I love the smell of videotapes and all, the smell of a video when the tape when it heats up and all. I love the smell of film. It's brilliant.
See when you watch Doctor Who in video, it is the most brilliant experience, especially when you're watching the classic episodes, the Hartnell or the Troutons.
Is it?
I mean, it adds atmosphere to the film. It's the snowiness,
they should have that like, little video filter you can put on your DVD. By the way, I love this. What's name just coming as Refu Senku, but I don't know what's not to like about any of this.
Damn, VHS. I'm loving that. Old school.
Oh, can I just tell you a quick story?
Brilliant.
My very first VHS was in 1989. I bought 2 copies, Day of the Daleks and Robots of Death, and they cost at the time, I think it was 40 quid a piece.
That was right. They were a freaking fortune.
Wasn't that guy in Black Orchid?
I've still got.
Sorry, John.
I've still got most of my VHS.
See the guy
because I've moved, I've lost a few of them, but I've still got a majority of them. I've had them since 1989 onwards till they stopped doing them. So, you know, even like the box sets, the Ice Warriors with Patrick Troughton, but some of them are in disrepair now. You know, the special tin come out, they rusted over the years and things, and the covers come off them and stuff like that. But I've still got a majority of the VHS. Sorry, go on.
Cool. It's really cool.
Ah, well.
We offered a whole a box of VHS Doctor Who tapes, and I was like,
I've got quite a few kicking about.
And I wouldn't even mind. I was actually saying at the time, I don't know what to do with them. What would I do with them? Sure, I don't even have a VHS player. And now I'm actually regretting it now.
No.
Did you try to get the bootleg ones in the 80s?
Sorry, Rabbi. No, you can still get a VHS recorder from any computer exchange shop. They're still going. They're still going. Videos.
Or you can maybe, I know we had something that was a DVD and a tape player, like a combo.
Right.
This is
but
this is.
Once the DVD player breaks on that, it affects all the other components. You're better off by the VHS.
Yeah, but mine's a combo.
Yeah.
And the quality is good. I've had this combo now for about 7 years, and it's still going strong. I play DVDs on it, and especially since the lockdown, you know, it's been hammered and it's still in perfect working order. Don't forget, you pull the plug out of a night, so I wouldn't have it on for once I'm in bed, I unplug it or switch the plug off rather than.
Yeah, that's what you do with VHSs. It's great, isn't it? Because you used to have to knock them off by the actual power cord, which is great.
Yeah.
Oh, going back to what Super John was saying.
Wow.
It's revealed in production notes for the DVD release. The story was renamed Das Haus der Tausend Schrecken. Translation: The House of the Thousand Frightful Horrors in German.
Like again, I'm intrigued by all this right now. All these different elements they're throwing up, I'm finding all them all interesting, and I want to see how they're all going to come together. I love the hunter guy, Redford Van Cooper.
The hunter guy with the gun. Wasn't he in one of the Cranleys in Black Orchid?
Could be. I think he was.
They could have used him on Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
He was a brother to George Cranley.
Elle Sophie looks kind of well there, doesn't she?
Who does?
And this story was originally part of the Long Barrow story.
Right.
Gallifrey, but it wasn't. Because JNT said it revealed too much about the Doctor's history.
They eventually did the story in a book form at the end of the Virgin Range.
Go ahead, Gary.
Sorry, I was going to say, guys, do you want to see my letter I have off Sophie Aldred from 1989?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that out and shows, yeah.
I sent her a letter and a drawing because I used to like drawing. So I sent her, I can't remember what was in the letter, but I sent her a self-portrait of herself anyway. And I got this letter back and I've had it since 1987.
Wow. We won't ask you what she says because it's obviously private, but fair play.
No, I'll read it out to you. It's nothing personal. It just says, Dear Gary. It just says, Dear Gary, thank you so much for your letter. Love the picture. I enclose a photograph of myself and Sylvester for you. Hope you like them. Yours, Sophie Aldred. Now, I moved and I lost the picture of Sophie Aldred, but I've still got in the envelope the Sylvester McCoy.
Oh, wow.
That's very cool.
That's the genuine.
Super John.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi sometimes isn't his best friend, is it? So.
Who's
My
this,
God. G. Rich also says, I've got Sophie's autograph on me wall. Good man. I have to say, she's actually looking well in this episode.
I can't believe it's been there.
By the way, this woman who plays Gwendolyn on the DVD extras, she looks as insane now as she did then. You know, she's got that like crazy eye look. It's got much crazier as she's got older in life.
The period drama was good though. They were always good at period drama at the BBC.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons they did this.
Oh yeah, the house and the costumes.
Yeah, they could deliver it.
And you know what I quite appreciated? Because I think in New Who sometimes when they do this, they tend to use the same locations for like houses, don't they, whenever they go back in time?
Yeah.
So you sort of feel like, oh, I know that corridor. So it's nice for me to watch this and not know the house.
Charlotte, do you remember? Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying it was a funny thing for me to, oh, this is like its own location. It's not the same one we used. So what are you going to say, Gary?
No, it's really funny because if you watch, do you remember End of the World with the Doctor and Rose on that satellite that they were on?
Yeah.
Well, if you notice that set, many a times it's reused so many times right throughout New Who.
Yeah, there's a few, isn't there, that you end up just going, oh, this is making me think of about 5 different episodes.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm shocked at how many times it was reused. They might just throw a curtain over it, but you could tell it was the same set.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So it wasn't just old Who that could be a bit recyclable.
The overnight viewers on this were higher than the Timeless Children.
Yeah, they were.
That's like a majorly low thing to beat.
Right. Timeless Children got overnight 3.78 million.
I'll defend Sylvester McCoy here because he was put opposite Coronation Street. So, if Coronation Street hadn't have been there, or I don't know what would have been in Coronation Street's play, but Sylvester McCoy, if you'd have put him back on a Saturday
Yeah.
This part one,
right, wasn't it, Gary? So
part one got 4.2 million viewers for the first episode,
and that's overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the sad thing, Noel. People look at them ratings for Sylvester McCoy all them years ago, and that's what they think of Sylvester McCoy. It was because he was a clown. People see what they want to see. It was because
I think this is one of the best Doctor Who stories. This is one of my all-time favorite. Like these panels, by the way, they're so contemporary. I was just going to say they look like they're like influenced by Dave McKean. He did a graphic novel called Arkham Asylum. So for me, it's just really hitting that late 90s cutting edge. I think this is a classic.
This is the way Doctor Who went, with the way it was going. Season 26, fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Well, season 27,
I think Sylvester was getting better.
A new companion. The Ace was going to have this this story with the Ice Warriors in the 60s. And that's why their helmets looked kind of like biker helmets. And then it was basically a test for her to join the Time Lord Academy to shake them up a bit. Then the Doctor was going to meet this next story. The Doctor was going to have this like socialite woman go into like the swanky party. Then she goes into the back and she breaks in and he cracks the safe. And inside the safe is the Doctor. And the Doctor says, "What kept you?" So that's her new companion. It's like a Lady Christina D'Souza. Right, that's sort of like aristocratic safecracker, and then they're going to do the story, the prequel to that one, where it was also set in the 60s. Oh, no, the first story was set in the 60s, right? Going to have the same people in it. There's going to have like this underworld crime lord, helping the Doctor, right? And then in the next story is when it's when she's grown up, when it's going to be like in the present day. And the crime lord's now like much older, and it's his daughter is her companion, and she's raised to be like a socialite, but she wants to be a criminal like her father.
Lady Christina type.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I just love all this like Nimrod kneeling and like what the hell's going on. It's just I get something weird's happening. I don't know what it is. But he worships as a god.
Yeah, because of where he's come from, isn't it?
Right.
Anything would. What kept me watching this was mainly what you guys were talking about. It was Sylvester and Sophie, because it's such an odd thing to watch, because you can see moments of care, like when the gun was fired, he was straight in front of her, straight ready to put himself there. So that's a typical Doctor thing to do. But like later on, he is manipulating, he's tricking her. So it's
right. But the truth is, I think that for him is showing a higher level of care. He doesn't want her to be trapped by these ghosts that like haunt her, both metaphorically and literally, right? She doesn't want to be.
So it's like a test of fire. Like he cares about her enough to put her through a test of fire.
Yeah, because this is like an intervention, and I don't think he enjoys it as a character. I don't think he's getting off on this. I think he's doing it out of love, because he loves it.
You don't get that vibe.
Right.
I think sometimes you might get a bit of that when he's facing off at the end, because I think you can get a bit of like, I don't know how to word it. It's a bit like, you think you're better than me, but you're not vibe. And I think Sylvester's very good at doing that sort of higher being sort of aspect.
Right. But although I think Ian Hogg, when he shares a scene with Sylvester's, has gone out, it's just fantastic. They can really, it's like they've really got equal screen presence.
I mean, this scene with Ace is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like Sophie's going for it.
I've just realised.
See, that's the link to where it should have been in the schedule, I think.
Right. I mean, if this went right after Curse of Fenric, this went after. Yeah, this should have gone after Fenric, I think.
Yeah.
Because then it would have like continued that like, what are you messing with my mind thing? So
and apparently this was all setting up for the next season where she would go to Gallifrey and become a Time Lord. It was all a trial to test her.
Nimrod! I told you not to ring me now, even though it's an American insult. Nimrod!
So what?
I mean, look at the camera. It's quite good how they've got her in the front of it, isn't it? And like
Right.
following the
really
doctor.
clever.
I have to be honest here, right? I don't actually know what to think about this story right now.
Well, first you should watch it without doing a watch along. It's because I think the story is freaking brilliant. I put this up with the best stories. I mean, I know. I put this up with.
I don't even go there, man. No.
I put this up with Talons of Wen Chiang. I put this up with.
I was thinking you were going to say that. Yeah,
It's got that
feel
kind
about
of
it,
vibe
for sure.
to it as well.
And again, the cast is so good. Look at Ian Hogg here. I love this whole scene with him and the Reverend. And it's like it's got this real dark, macabre sense of humor going through it. Yeah, I love this scene where she's like just nonchalantly.
Yeah, because she's not hiding it, is she? Exactly. She's quite obviously what she's doing.
Right.
Yeah, wallop.
Real
Yeah,
super doctor.
Crazy, I love it.
Rabbi, you keep cutting in front of people. Real doctor was saying something, and you just cut
I'm
him off.
sorry.
Oh, what did I say?
I
forgot
can't
what I
remember. He cut you off. I've lost my train of thought. He cut you off.
Oh, it doesn't matter now.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, it's
Well,
just
well,
because of
well,
the way that
yeah.
this thing's all laid out.
Oh, yeah.
So now live, I'm really not used to live streaming.
Sorry, mate. I know it is nerve-wracking, isn't it?
It's a wee bit.
This whole scene with this like kind of cringy, anti-racist like narrative would have been so much better if they could afford to film it as a flashback. And then you could really get much more of an idea how it's like an affront bringer here. But I guess they couldn't.
What would you think of the story if they did it as a big audio? Or
Yeah,
if you watched
it fits perfectly.
if you watched the blindfold on and you were just listening to the dialogue, what would you think, Rabbi?
I'd love it. I mean, again, it's a fantastic cast doing fantastically. But I love the visuals of it. I love the design as well.
I still think it's
And these frames, they look like they were drawn by, like, I don't know, Arthur Ranson or something. They look so good, like good Doctor Who. Again, there's this scene between Ian Hogg and the Doctor. It's just brilliant.
Tell you what, Gary, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but do you know the Pandorica speech of Matt? There's some of the classic Doctors have done that at cons, and Sylvester's done it. And if you can find it on YouTube, it's so like chilling when Sylvester does that speech.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Because he's really like almost growling out by the end of it.
Yeah. Who else, Charlotte? Sorry, who else did the Pandorica speech? Sorry,
Davidson, and he actually goes dark at the end. If you could, I think, and Baker. I think Colin Baker's done that speech at a con, but I can't remember that one as well as the other two.
Has Capaldi done it? I think he has, hasn't he?
What, the Pandorica speech? I've heard him do the Zygon speech at a con, which is
Really?
good.
That must be cool.
Because I swear he added something to it.
The problem with the Zygon speech is it wouldn't work. If those Zygons were a metaphor for ISIS, which they were, then there's no speech that would work. Which is where
No,
I think
but you know what's weird? I almost feel like that speech, it's almost like Moffat was seeing the future. Because I think that speech applies to nowadays more than it did to what it was actually supposed to be applying to in the episode.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, okay, this cliffhanger's crap. I'm going to agree with you here. The cliffhanger is crap and pointless. The cliffhanger really should have been her remembering the fire or something and being caught in there and screaming, and that should have been a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But never mind. But I do again. I like.
Paul,
Okay, so it's kind of simple. What's good? Like, not saying it seems kind of. To me, it seems relatively easy to follow so far. The Doctor's shown up in this house in Perryville's got some connection with some trauma that Ace had experienced. There's all these different weird characters going on there with some kind of weird interpolitical play going on. This, you got Josiah, you got this the maid, you got the housekeeper, you got the Reverend, and into this mix of insanity, you have the Doctor as well, who's asserted himself, and you don't really know why. So I just think
the beginning
set up for a story.
It's now the other two parts that my head was like, okay, okay, then it was just
Okay.
It's a story that gets you thinking, I suppose.
Yes, that's just kind of the TV I like.
Yeah.
Thinking about what though?
Whatever the hell's going on. You know,
Yeah.
Well, I think that's for me, the thing that I think that's the nice little meta is the sort of comment about evolution. And I think for me, the story was basically trying to explore like why we evolve and what makes change happen and how it can benefit.
Well, yeah, but I think it's also talking about what evolution is and like, yeah, how staying static is not possible.
Yeah, and sort of how even it doesn't have to be what you think. That's what I got with the ending.
Shall we start the second part? Oh, he's not here. Where'd he go? Is he see anything in the chat?
No, I'm here. My phone's just acting the bollocks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can we have 2 minutes to put the kettle on?
Supposed to be storms coming in.
Go ahead.
Can we put the kettle on?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, it's been tipping it down with rain all day, yeah.
Just started drizzling here tonight. It was still warm out. Just started drizzling though.
But then I'm not sure
Gary what he's making. I should ask Gary what's he making. Is he going for PG tips?
Oh, it's got to be Yorkshire tea, I suppose.
Oh, you can't get good tea like that out here. That is true.
I'm probably going to sound terrible here. I don't like coffee.
Oh,
I'm not drinking in coffee either.
If I have to have a hot drink, I have a hot Vimto. And if anybody else is up north like me, you'll know why.
Yeah, and then the something
Vimto.
Coffee is the greatest invention ever invented.
Ollie, you've not lived. Hot Vimto is amazing.
Hot, like fizzy drink Vimto.
No, like cordial, like normal Vimto, and you just add kettle water.
Not sound good.
Yeah.
Oh.
These are the
No, it's lovely.
It's like trying to drink iron brew when it's warm in a sunny day, and it's no nice.
Vimto is a very British drink, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we get it over here. Do you know what we do with it? We throw it. We flush it down our toilets. Not worth drinking. Any stuff from England's not worth drinking or eating. Even their sausages are horrible. You can't be.
There was a good Vimto years ago, and this is when I was a boy. There used to be this lemonade factory in Lochwinnock in Scotland, and it had dead Struthers, and it was the stuff that they made was absolutely brilliant, but it went out of business.
Oh, nowadays they made it weaker. It's so much weaker to what it used to be.
Do you know what my favorite British drink is? Right, I say British, but it's really Scottish. Iron brew.
Iron brew. I knew you were going there.
I used to drink that.
Don't get Paul Daniel on his iron brew. He's gutted with what they did with that drink.
Well, what they did to iron brew?
Oh, they changed the recipe for iron brew, and Daniel can't drink it anymore.
Oh, Tom Baker's joined us. Tom Baker's joined us. Hello, Tom. How are you?
The grin as well is perfect.
Would you like a jelly, baby?
Are you not supposed to be in the museum now looking after all the art now? No, what are you doing here?
Different Tom Baker.
I rather think you might, you know. Well, it doesn't really matter. You may be me.
You know, I really think you might.
Oh dear.
You might. I really think you might too. Would you like a jelly, baby? No, Amara, Leela?
I can't see him in the chat.
Right, are we ready? Are we ready for the second part?
Oh, is Gary back?
Yes.
One second. Gary,
Right.
what did you get to drink? That was my question.
Coffee.
A coffee.
Yeah.
I was holding out for Bovril.
Mm.
Oh, I have Bovril as well. I actually have Bovril as well because you can't live without Bovril. The one
No, you
thing-
can't get it here either. That's
Oh, can you not?
Bovril's not good. I gotta get Marmite because Bovril's
All
not
right.
good.
Oh, the one thing that the Brits made that was lovely was Bovril and Oxo cubes.
Oxo cubes are good.
So cubes, especially when we were a kid. Oh,
Lovely. I know, yeah. And do you remember they did the chicken ones then a few years later? The chicken Oxo cubes as well were lovely. Yeah.
yeah, but they were
Kosher
you know,
ones
you
are
never.
better.
Okay, my
Kosher cubes are better.
The what?
my
kosher ones.
my favorite ad you got to find it on YouTube has Timothy Dalton, but it has Timothy Dalton doing the narration of it for Brains Faggots. Now I don't know what a brain faggot is, but I know
Brains faggots. I remember.
Oh,
You don't get that in
maybe you want to
Britain,
rebrand, but I love the commitment you put into that delivery. Great.
Bash at school. Yeah.
Well, that's not demonetized right there.
Boy.
Oh God, when the Rebel
Right, 'cause
Street
we
it
were-
happened.
that was not a derogatory statement. That was a.
I know, but they don't care because they don't understand it.
Oh,
They're an
yeah.
American company, and Americans don't know what it is either.
I guess.
Did you ever have that?
No.
Guarantee it's limited. Let's see.
It's been limited for hours. Don't get excited. They're limited for it. It's been limited like since you came on.
Probably.
Not necessarily.
I bet it was.
No. I always check, Rabbi. I always check, man. Because it's the one thing I always give out about is the fact that I'm limited. Right, let's see. This is not looking good. There, limited. Oh, for feck's sake. You know what I've had to end up doing? So, my Manip Guild video, they wouldn't actually pass it for ads, right? They said it takes 20 minutes, but they wouldn't pass it. So, what I did is I basically downloaded the video and re-uploaded it until they did pass it for ads. So if you didn't see me live stream yesterday, it's now an upload because that's what I have to do from now on. And I think that's what we'll all have to end up doing because YouTube are trying to kill us all. They're trying to stop us from making money and they're limiting all their live streams and even all my little slideshow videos get limited. So if you do a live stream, my advice to you is after you finish your live stream,
That's a very good point.
private your live stream, right? And then if you have to request a review and wait until it's monetized before you share it back on your channel again. Because if you leave it on, right, you're going to miss out on making money because you always seem to throw it back up or unlimited after the first hour, right? They say it takes 20 minutes, but they're clever. They wait until your peak views go. So as soon as your streams are finished, you should private them, wait until YouTube says that they're monetized, and then put your video back up again. It's the only way to get around this because even Gary does it though, but he has a bigger channel. He has a second channel where he can put it on and it's monetized. So like he's all right there. But this is the way I'll have to do it on my channel because for the simple fact of the matter is if I don't do that, I'm not going to make anything. And I'm being honest with you, I'll work hard on this channel and how dare YouTube do that?
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
And don't forget in the chat, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah,
and because that'll help the algorithm as well.
Exactly.
But really, most importantly, is to like and to share and to make sure you're still subscribed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Has anyone heard the D Live?
No, what is it?
It's an internet video sharing site, and it's also a live streaming site. And basically, it's not as bad as YouTube, copyright and all these things.
Yeah, but
censorship.
BitChute is there. Yeah, but see, people start using BitChute as well, and BitChute has gone on the wayside. Look, we've got Parler for as an alternative for Twitter. We have BitChute and all these other places that are similar to YouTube. But the problem is, it isn't YouTube and it isn't Twitter. No matter
Doesn't
how
have the numbers.
all platforms are, let's be honest, that's where we get the most of our exposure. So they might be like, trying every nasty little tactic under the sun to stop us. But that is the actual those two. Look, Parler is not Twitter, never will be, right? It's a pretender that will never be as good as Twitter. It's actually shit, if I'm honest. And as for BitChute, I was on it, it's a pile of crap. And all those other things are a pile of crap, right? YouTube is the place.
I would
right?
agree with you in BitChute.
YouTube have forgotten what their goal is, right? YouTube have forgotten who created our platform, right? Content creators like us all, right? That's what gave YouTube all that power and all that money. And what are they doing, right? They're siding with the left side. By the way, apparently there's a new algorithm being put into YouTube that channels that are considered on the right side, which my channel would be, because the left they categorize it in the right. They're doing something with our videos. Lee has already said it, but a few of my streams have already been shadow banned, and I even noticed it myself because the fucking numbers are right down. Your views are right. You can tell views are right down the last couple of years.
I think a lot of this craziness is going to suddenly stop after a certain event happens.
Yeah, I think November 12th. November
Yeah.
5th, you'll be fine.
I think they're doing a lot of
They'll all
prep.
be by bonfire night.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's because of what's happening, which is ridiculous censoring. Like, you know what I mean? Look, it doesn't matter what kind of.
Look what's going on with
Donald
the.
Trump is getting 4 more years, whether the left like it or not. So, do you know what? Grow up, get a set of buttons, stop acting like children, right? It's done. He's there 4 years. The world hasn't ended. America is not on its knees, right? He's going to be re-elected whether he is like it or not, because Joe Biden is not fit enough to be president of that country. End of. The senile old fool should never be put up in the first place. If they had got a Democrat that was actually decent, there might be a chance. But no, they chose Biden because, look, you mightn't like this on the left, but it's already been predetermined who your president is for 8 years, and it's going to be the Don. You don't have a vote. He's never did.
It's all a con.
Problem being, even over here in every country, they say you have a vote, but you don't really have a vote. It's the whole idea of you having a vote, but you don't have a vote because it's already always predetermined who's going to be elected. End of.
It's all in the game.
That's it. Right, second part. Let's do it.
Move on from politics.
Let's do it. Let's hope the doctor can go back through time.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. Woo. Yeah, I hate these titles.
Yeah, they're very childish, aren't they? I think they were trying. I think by that stage they were just taking the piss out of it.
I don't like the winking.
I'm not talking about the
title sequence ever.
I'm talking about the BBC, not the production team or anything, because JNT adored the show. Adored it.
But his judgment was like very hit and miss.
He was human.
I love JNT. I love the JNT era. I love a lot about it. And I think I can see why this appealed to him, having like the first computer-generated titles. I think I can see, and it is a visionary, forward-thinking idea. Just didn't come out so great, which is sometimes these things happen.
To paint Sylvester McCoy's face silver for every shot of the winking scene.
Yeah, that was weird.
I know, it's totally weird. There's photographs somewhere of his face painted silver.
No, but
yeah,
YouTube,
one of those books.
There are YouTube videos out there with this title sequence updated, and it looks so much better. So
I think I've seen that.
Very good. And the sets look really solid. They don't look wobbly or anything like that. But the
Yeah, I was on this set.
yeah, but oh wow, what was that like?
It's great. Yeah, we went to the dress rehearsal for GhostLight with my school Doctor Who club, and we got to meet Sophie and Sylvester.
Oh wow!
In their costume, not in the costumes they're in now. I mean, Sophie's got. She was wearing the ball gown at the time, or the Victorian dress.
But you think if you
I'll tell you when we get to it.
I'm just saying, problem being if you went back in time though and had the technology today, you can just take a picture on your phone. But back in the day,
hold on. Yeah, I mean, we were very, very spoilt. Because my Doctor Who club, we had Michael Wisher and Nicholas Courtney and J&T.
He's a heavy hitter you got there.
This is why we say Lee likes to drop names.
Shut up. It's relevant. It's relevant. Yeah, this whole scene with not the scene, but the set with the stairs and everything. That's
good set.
That's when we really got to see it.
Yeah.
What he reminds.
Is that the same staircase that was in Black Orchid?
No.
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 Although what I saw as well there this season, it was in. See, so GhostLight Survival. Was it in Battlefield?
So I think the thing that is striking is obviously you've got the period house, you've got the costumes, and then you've got this ship set, and it's just such a juxtapose, isn't it?
Right, and I love that. Okay, this is just hitting me on stuff I really enjoy. I like the weirdness of it as well. Like you don't really know what's going on.
And the Doctor using a gun and holding somebody hostage.
But it's not.
It's that radiation detector he had.
Yeah, this radiation
detector.
Sorry.
I thought he'd managed to nick one from one of the maids.
No, I like again. That's like I like that's the sort of thing the Doctor would do.
I mean, the second Doctor had it was a cucumber, and he pointed at his shock eye and two doctors.
Oh right.
Yeah. Tell you what, the look of him reminds me of which Dracula movie was it with Gary Oldman?
Dracula.
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember who directed it, but that one, and like obviously before he goes young, the look of him reminds me a bit. Because you had what's his name in it with a very dodgy English accent, Keanu Reeves. God love him, he couldn't do an English accent in that movie.
Yeah, well, actually, I really do enjoy that Dracula movie.
I do because of what it is. Plus, I'm a massive Oldman fan, so pretty much anything with him.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you.
He's like one of our last great actors, isn't he? Really, from that generation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what did we saw Fifth Element this week on Video Vault. And it was, he was excellent.
And that's very well acted as well, isn't it?
Not a patch on the Flying Scotsman, Rabbi.
He took it seriously, didn't he, though, look? He took it seriously.
Yeah.
It was Andrew Cartmel was wanting to bring more mystery to the Doctor. And Sylvester's Doctor did kind of mind control things and tricks and, it's...
Right, yeah, honestly, I like all that stuff. Like, with he uses finger on the guy in Survival. I just like this era. I think more often than not, it really works well.
And it's the same with tricks in The Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
Well, what?
the juggling tricks and all that, and the Greatest Show in the Galaxy, the Ragnarok.
Right.
That was good.
I mean, I even like Delta and the Bandman, quite frankly. I mean, I just like his era.
I was just thinking, do you think then you could maybe argue Sylvester's Doctor is the closest we'll ever get to a Doctor without a companion? Maybe like a Doctor who didn't want to go to Earth and sort of help it so much?
I don't know. I think he's doing it in a very different way.
Just sort of like a lawful evil type of person.
See, with the Doctor and the need of a companion is a major throwback to the past, where he had his granddaughter Susan, and that's why he's adopted companions over the years. Because
and that's why
I've
always thought it's very interesting when you get any episode where the Doctor's either separated or they purposely sort of put him without that, because you see a very different side.
Right.
And then Donna Noble said it actually makes him quite dangerous, and because he needs somebody there to kind of, bring him down and to some sort of normality.
Yeah, I sort of joke that the companions are sort of like Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the companions are supposed to be. I think in New Who, the companions are the moral compass for the audience.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have one without the other.
No, yeah.
So what would you say then in Classic? What would you say the companions were in that? Same or a different sort of role?
When you go back to the sorry, were you asking Noel? Have I just put it in? Sorry.
No, I said to anybody like Classic. What do you think the companions had a different role a bit then, or do you think it's a similar thing?
Yeah, well, there were several things going on at the time because it was a different mentality back in them days. So you got to remember, society wouldn't have been looked at the way it is today. So it was more focused than just getting the adventure done and out the way. I don't think they would have had a background sketch. She might have had a mother somewhere, or it was hinted at, because obviously they're human beings. They've got family somewhere. Would have been hinted at, but it wasn't the driving point of the story. The point was the Doctor was the main focus, the TARDIS, the aliens, and then the companions. Yeah. As we went further along to the 80s, and it became more, equality was coming in and things. It was starting to become more balanced then. But I think originally 60s and 70s, totally different mindset, totally different everything. So you couldn't even compare it really. But today, they're definitely there to push a message today. And from a Doctor Who point of view, I'll call them the moral compass. So they're there for us really to teach us something. I think that's the difference in the time period. It's just
and also, I suppose, Time War, massive character different. Like, that really changed the Doctor's personality, I suppose you could argue, from Classic.
Yeah, because as you go along and you watch
it was almost like fun and adventure.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But as you watch each incarnation of the Doctor, the mellow, you watch all the little, if you watch the individual incarnations and you watch the little nuances like the eye movement and the hand movement and the facial twitches and everything, but overall you notice each incarnation mellows, and certainly in New Who, they're more in touch with humanity and their emotions than they ever were before. Now, whether that's psychologically because of the Time War and the Doctor's thinking, well, they've all gone now, there's no point in me being Lord of Time and Space and having airs and graces. He doesn't have to show up anymore as such. He's so damaged as people have gone. He doesn't. And
I suppose you could argue he doesn't have to hold himself to the standards they set. Yeah. Whereas in Classic, he would have had those standards more in his head.
Yeah.
Even though he did run away, they're still sort of. That's how he grew up. That's what he knew for so long. It would be hard to shift that, wouldn't it?
But the psychology of each of the incarnations is absolutely amazing. If you go through it really quickly, like the first Doctor old and stuff, and the young one's a bit more silly and comical, like he's let go of this bird that's in the cage and he's free, and then he's stranded on Earth, and the third Doctor has to be authoritative because he's He doesn't want to be humbled or anything like that as such. He's got to appear to be above everybody else type of thing. And then, of course, you've got the fourth Doctor. Once he's back in space, he can be whatever he wants again. But it's really the Time War. There's where the letting go of all, just letting it all go. Like I love what the 10th Doctor says when they're stuck in the Medusa Cascade and he's talking to Donna Noble and he's saying to her, I was here back when I was a kid, age 90, and hang on, what was it? Oh, sorry, not that one. Where he's in the TARDIS with the 5th Doctor in Time Crash, and the 10th Doctor says, I remember being you back young when I was all old and stuffy.
Yeah, I can remember that. I tell you what, that was so good. It's for what it was. It didn't have to be that good, did it? Time Crash.
It was brilliant.
It could have just been a silly throwaway thing, but you can tell Moffat really put his art into that, and both of 10 and 5 were just absolutely having a ball, just doing something together.
Fantastic. I could watch
I'm
that.
looking forward to hearing that audio they do together, 10 and 5.
Oh, I think that's going to be really interesting, that audio. Just because of, obviously, the fact that they're son-in-law, father. I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic.
Right.
What audio is this, Charlotte? Sorry.
Do you know the Out of Time? The next one, it's Peter Davidson and David Tennant.
Oh, do you know, can I just say something quickly? I'm still waiting for my copy of Out of Time. I'm not going to get it till the 31st of October. I've had notification.
You're kidding, Daniel. Finally got it.
Where did you buy it from? Did you get it from Big Finish?
I'm not sure because I have to get a family member to order for me because I don't have a Visa card.
Okay, so if they got it directly from Big Finish, you have the download.
Happy birthday to the Wolf and the Storm who's joined us in the chat.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, love.
Gareth, if you want, I can send you the download to listen to whenever you want.
Oh, I didn't know that, but thank you anyway, but I've got the physical copy coming. It's definitely going to be in October the 31st.
Okay, so, no problem.
I
didn't know there was a sequel to it, Charlotte. What's it called?
Oh, they're doing, and then they're doing 3, aren't they, Rabbi?
Doing 3. You're doing that one, and they're doing
Colin Baker, I think, the next one.
But they're doing like 1 a year.
Oh.
Although this month they got how many? This month they got 3 10th Doctor and River Song stories coming out.
Do you know what? Personally, because a lot of us are on a limited budget, I think they released too many.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's all right. It's all right if you can afford it, and you can. I mean, the likes of you guys, you can buy them, review them, or whatever it is. But they release so many so quickly. There's no way on this earth I could ever catch up with them.
Gary, I'm the same. Literally, I literally go right near the end of the year, obviously Christmas, and I happen to have my birthday pretty soon, so I've asked for stuff, and I've said to my sister, "Just get me a few Big Finish, please."
Well, listen, if you want, I've been getting them since they came out. So, like, I have basically all of them. If there's anything you want to try before you buy, just get in contact. I'm more than happy to lend you copies.
Oh, it's the Thinking's birthday as well. So happy birthday, 50th birthday to the Thinking. So half a century, nice one. Oh, and this was the costume that I met Sophie in. So she was wearing this.
Oh, that was a good costume.
Yeah, she looks very pretty there.
Yeah, no, but she said she loved this costume.
So, problem being, what would that set look like with real eyes? I mean, I know it's probably hard to describe and everything. I mean, I've seen John Pertwee in real life on the Albert Doctor Who shop. But what's it like? Is the set a lot bigger than what we see on the telly, or does it look small or
smaller? Yeah, it looks smaller. I mean, it's really just you see what you see there, and the rest is all sort of black curtains, sort of hanging down, sort of sealing it off from the rest of the studio and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's impressive. You've got the whole staircase and everything. And I don't think it leads anywhere.
The elevator built into it. That was a working elevator.
Yeah.
But you
But
know,
this,
like the
the set is impressive. It's like a house. It really is.
Yeah, it's very good.
Well, it looks that way, but it's really not. You know, it's all built on the same level. But you know, when they're going upstairs, they don't actually go anywhere upstairs. It's they go around the back and there's a platform, and then you know they have to go to another part of the studio where there's the step where it's set upstairs. So it's all.
So basically,
it's
a
not
plywood
multi-level.
set.
problem.
I think
Yeah, I
Gary's
mean,
just
these
about
things
to
get
say
these
something.
things get set up really quickly, and then they get struck really quickly. You know.
I was going to say, I remember visiting Coronation Street
That's a
many
shame.
years ago. Not the new set because I don't watch it anymore, but the old set about the year 2000. And I remember peering through the very first house, Ken Barlow's house. It was flicked the letterbox open, and all the houses inside were just an empty shell.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, probably. My
Yeah,
point was,
maybe.
you were saying about going upstairs with the curtains. There's a Coronation Street was like that. You lift the thing up and it's all empty inside. That's what my point was.
Yeah, it's all an illusion. All an illusion. Yeah, but it definitely looked. I mean, it's still impressive, but I mean, it's definitely it looks bigger on TV than it does in real life.
Well, I managed to pinch a leaf off the back garden. I snuck into the back garden of the Websters and pinched the leaf off the tree, and I've got it in one of my Doctor Who books today.
Oh, nice.
I just wanted a memento. Didn't have any money, so I got a leaf off the tree.
Oh, you did your head, Gary.
Why not?
That's the doctory thing to do, you know, investigate. I like to investigate like Sherlock. I like to go nosing like Sherlock Holmes. That's the doctor in me.
Yeah, these like controls for the spaceship. I do think they really work very well as well. I know I gush about the story, but I just like it. But you know, I think they're just very simple and they're effective. And they feel alien and they don't feel fake to me.
I love that they're wearing Victorian costume.
Yeah.
It's really weird, you know, that when we went with my school to visit the set here, that Sylvester and Sophie knew it was all over.
Oh, really? By then?
Yeah, well, they must have known by then because this was the last,
no, they didn't.
story filmed.
They only knew when they were after they filmed Survival. That last voiceover thing
this was filmed. This was filmed after Survival, I think, wasn't it?
I don't. I'll have to check. But
I think this is the last thing that they filmed.
Was it? I really don't know. But I mean, that voiceover that they filmed at the end of Survival was like last minute thing, and they said in case that's the last one.
Yeah, but this was. I think they filmed GhostLight last.
No problem. Problem being, what the rabbi is saying is this. He's saying that they were filmed in different orders, but he didn't actually know. If you read the Doctor Who magazine, Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred did not know.
Yeah, I know that, but I think GhostLight was the last one that they actually filmed.
No, it was filmed last, but they put the show. They were done in a different. Hang on, I've got this wrong. They were put in a different order. It might have been filmed last, but they were shown in the. No, it weren't.
Yeah, but when we were. Yeah, but I mean, if they were filming this last, they probably were told by the point that we went to visit them that they knew that this was the last one.
No, but once it had all finished anyway, whatever show they were finished, the very, very last show that they ever filmed, once they walked away and production was wrapped up, they did not know that it wasn't going to be renewed again. They were expecting it to be renewed, so they did not know till production had wrapped up what was going to happen.
I think Sophie Aldred said in More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS documentary that she got a phone call from Sylvester saying that they weren't going to extend it, and that was the series over.
Right. That's what I kind of recall as well.
Yeah.
What was it the TARDIS children got? The rating?
3.7 something, 3.78 or something.
Every episode beat this.
Yeah.
And they cancelled it for less, you know.
Well, actually, no, the ratings were going up. They started at about 3.5, so 3.335 during Battlefield, and by the end of the season, they're up to about 5 million. So it was going up.
Plus, this
It
was
was
up
really
against
Michael
something
Braid.
like Coronation Street or
Believe it.
something, wasn't it? So people were
Yeah.
videotaping it to watch later, which
Exactly.
you can't factor in. Plus, as well, they talk about, you can't judge classic Who because viewing has changed and stuff. Yeah, but during this time you had Sky TV and things like that as well, so there was already that kind of competition.
Yeah, but that argument doesn't work because if you've got any marquee big show nowadays, it can get 8 million, it can get 10 million. That just doesn't work.
Listen, the Donna Noble series they did on Big Finish, if they just filmed that will get huge numbers.
Plus, you can also rewatch on streaming, Doctor Who and things like that. So, I mean, there's no excuse why people aren't watching it other than it's bad. They don't want to watch it.
I mean, for God's sake, I'm pretty sure when Bake Off came back a couple of weeks ago, that was getting like 8 or 7 million people. And that's Bake Off.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at Tom Baker's height, it was... I think City of Death got something like 18 million.
Yeah, that's when during the strike, the BBC
16 or 18, I can't remember.
Yeah, but
when Doctor Who went off the air in 1989, and then a few years later in 1992, when it came back on UK Gold, it started showing the repeats. I mean, it grew in popularity because it was in UK Gold. And kids were into Doctor Who back then again.
So according to Sylvester McCoy himself, because I went and checked, he got a letter to say that he wasn't going to be coming back.
Yeah, but he got a phone call saying he was going to get a letter.
Yeah, he got the phone call. Yeah, that's what it was. So he got a phone call to say that he was going to get a letter to say that he wouldn't be coming back. That they weren't.
I think things like that should be done in person. I really do. I think that's a really mean way of doing things. It's so cowardly.
I was going to say, if you hear stories nowadays, mate, I think that sounds tame.
Yeah, it's sadly true.
So so that's sad. So he was unceremoniously, like most of the actors that play Doctor Who.
Well, it's almost as cold as what they did to Colin,
Yeah.
That's
Right, are you ready for it's the last episode?
I am totally ready. Okay, does anybody have
ready.
any question about what's going on?
No.
Right,
No,
who's control? Just tell me simply who's control.
So this is basically what was happening. Well, you really find this out in the next episode. But there was this survey ship, this extra-dimensional survey ship that was that came into our dimension and started taking a survey of our dimension. They came from a dimension where everything was static, and the only being from that dimension is light, who's they saw as this god. Nimrod worshipped as a god. Light's this this extra dimensional being, and he comes from a dimension where nothing changes. So they start trying to catalog things, and he's got these different servitors to help him. One Control is one of the people native to our dimension who he evolved to a point where she could work as Control. Josiah was Josiah was one of the specimens, right? And he's more of an entity leaping from body to body at this point. And he's taken over, and he's entombed Control, who was in charge. So that's essentially what's going on.
Okay, that helps me.
Yeah, basically, it was a survey of all life in our reality. Josiah was a specimen, right? And the being doing Light, who did the survey, was put into perpetual animation, suspended animation, to see if life would stop changing, right, and evolving, so he can finish his catalog. During the time he was in hibernation, Josiah, the specimen, broke out and took control. That's why Nimrod's also one of the specimens, and he revived him to be the butler and things like that.
Okay, that helps me a bit because I was just I struggled a bit to understand the relationship a bit. So that makes sense now. What
Oh
happens
yeah,
in
and
the next
Gwendolyn
bit.
and the housekeeper were the original occupants of the house. Who and I think Josiah also was one of the original occupants who have been like taken over by this this weird crashed extra dimensional thing. There you go. So hopefully everyone's up to date.
Yeah.
Are we ready, everybody? No,
Yeah,
you
but
ready?
the fact that you have to actually go and explain all that shows that the episode or the story's not doing its job.
But see, I don't understand why anybody else didn't get that. That's the thing. I just don't know. It's like, well, there's just.
Do you know what I think it is, Rabbi?
I think someone in the chat already said it, and it's true. There's just so many different characters popping in. It gets.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of
it is confusing.
throwing too much on a wall.
So far, I have to be honest. This is getting a 0 at me.
Oh man, this is getting a 9.5.
So far, 0. I'm not impressed with Anton with it. Sylvester McCoy is annoying me. Ace is annoying me. The whole Neanderthal man.
This is one of those Marmite ones, right? This is just one of those Marmite ones.
Too much going on. I'm sorry, but
I would love to see what Happiness Patrol. Yeah, at some point we have to do Happiness Patrol. I can't wait to see what you think of that. I like Happiness Patrol.
Yeah, I know we will have to eventually do it, but no, that's getting a -1.
Wow. Again, it's a Marmite era, mate.
I told you, I'm not a fan of Sylvester McCoy's era. Sylvester McCoy's era does worse than Colin Baker's era, to be honest.
Oh, no, I think it's one of
wait
one of
till
my
you see Paradise Towers.
I've watched
they'll have to do Galaxy. They'll have to do
Towers.
Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
That's another great episode. Oh, yes, I love Greatest Show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
far.
I wish to show myself.
Yes, Sylvester McCoy from now on until we finish it. That's what I think.
Yeah, but no.
But Remembering
in your
to the Daleks is the best one.
I love it.
No,
yeah.
This story, GhostLight, has always been the one that most fans have never understood. A lot of fans have never understood.
Say that again, because you broke up. Most fans, what?
No, since this show aired in 1989, it's the Doctor Who story that the majority of fans do not understand to this day, and some of them, even myself, have had to watch it over and over and over because
that makes me feel a bit better. That makes me feel a bit better.
Listen, you guys are in the overwhelming majority. That unquestionably. When it comes up, people go, "What?" No, 100%. You're in the majority. I just really like this episode.
It's a good story. It's a cracking story. It's just that people don't.
Yes, it's a
understand
good
it.
episode, but for the casual audience, it isn't.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, it's a good story.
Right, well, let's do the third part before I fall asleep. Anyway, this is as bad as Series 11 and 12, Jodie Whittaker's era. So
heresy, I think.
No, I don't think it's as bad as
I'm sorry, but it is. This is worse than Kablam.
Yeah, you're right.
It is.
No.
Stories all over the place, but yet you how can you say something is good if you don't understand the story?
Because there's good performances.
You don't understand that about it. It's worse than Kablam. End of. Done.
Kablam was understandable. It was just crap.
No, Kablam was okay until the end.
There was nothing I didn't understand about Kablam other than how did this shit get made.
Yeah,
right, well, I'm wondering how this shit got made. So let's press start.
Well, I love it. Again, it's just. But like Kablam, what's complicated about that story?
I like Kablam over this. Come on.
Okay. But you're saying that's more complicated? That's not as complicated.
I just find this story terrible, and I actually think there's better Jodie Whittaker episodes than this. That's
okay.
Wow.
No, I'm not going to look at the chat right now because I bet it's interesting.
No, this story is classed as one of the classics.
What is?
This story is classed as one of the classics.
Well, then maybe people should rethink that. It's not a classic. It's crap.
Intellectually challenged.
The crap that I'm more interested
in. Look, people agreeing with you now. Look at what Numum says. In summary, the rabbi is entitled to his opinion, no matter how wrong it is.
But then you got Vanessa Laura says, Savita Lebekin, I'm with you. I like this story. Noel is just in a bad mood.
I just don't like it. It's as simple as that. And I think that episode, and that says a lot.
Go for the last part?
Yeah, I've been trying to get to the last 5 minutes.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
See, Twitter, there's episodes that no can't stand.
This is the best part of the episode now, this shit title sequence.
Oh, I hate this title sequence. This is the worst part.
No, but this is the best part of the episode.
No, you're wrong. But it's okay. It's okay that you're wrong.
You need some nice... No, you need some nice mushrooms and you'll have to rewatch it.
I had some soup. I had some lovely soup. I'm fine. I just don't like it. Mushrooms. I can't lie, you know. I'm not going to say something is good just for the sake of it. If I think it's worse than a Whittaker episode, I'm going to say it. GhostLight is worse than Kerblam.
You need some magic mushroom soup.
Maybe so.
Here's the thing. I Series 11 is like white noise, so I can't even disagree on when it comes to a comparison because I can't even remember Kerblam properly now. I just remember that was the Amazon episode.
But then when you see Jodie Whittaker and she's so awful, like she's so awful. There is no time that Sylvester McCoy is on the screen.
Yeah, but she's not in Kerblam that much. That's why I picked Kerblam, because she's not in Kerblam that much.
Oh yeah, still she's in it a bit, which is
this was the scene that I was watching in the rehearsal.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell you, this one, if you get really, really, really high, this is a great story.
How did they do it, Lee? Lee.
Yeah.
I said, how did they do this scene? If you watched it, how did they go about doing this?
Over and over and over again, as they always do. As I later found out when I became an extra.
Expand. Problem being, expand. We want all the gossip.
Well, there wasn't much to say. We were just standing by the sidelines watching through the curtain, and then during the break they came and spoke to us, and I was wearing my knitted question mark pullover that my granny had knitted for me, and he went snap, cool. And I said, "You're not wearing yours. It's dress rehearsal. It's too hot." Sophie was lovely. They were both very, very nice, and they spent a little time with us and went back to filming.
Well, I just want to point out in this scene, they just clearly explained everything that's going on. Like, clearly.
Yeah, it still doesn't make it good, though. We've had 2 episodes of crap until they get to something good.
I know. I thought I've had 2 episodes of gold, baby.
Oh, no, that actor there playing Light, John Hallam, used to be in everything in the 80s. Some of these were big names. These were big names. He was in the Catherine Cooks and the Malin Girls, wasn't he? Yeah, the Malin Girls with the grey streak in his hair. No one knows the Malin Girls.
Oh, his voice is doing my head in.
Oh dear.
I'm actually turning this off. I'm just gonna stay in the. I can't watch any more of this. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Wow. Did you even do that during Series 11 as well?
I'd rather watch the Series 11 episode, to be quite honest, and watch that. So I'm just going to sit here and listen to you.
Don't think I would watch Series 11.
Can't do it. Sorry. The of Classic Who is already tainted. I don't need a Classic Who to make it worse than what it actually already is. So
I can't disagree with you more strongly.
I can't watch it. Can't do it.
Okay.
That's a first in history.
There you go. So that's the first time that's ever happened.
History? No. Holy, let's love this.
Oh, I feel so much better.
You've cleansed yourself, no.
I'm sorry. I just can't watch stupid Doctor Who stories. I like the intelligent ones, and there's nothing intelligent about that. And Sylvester McCoy is doing me head in, and I actually like his Doctor, so I'm not going to watch anymore. I'd rather watch his decent stories. I actually might put them on, actually.
Haven't you got a nice pint of Guinness?
No, not yet. By the way, Guinness did do a Guinness Zero. Don't know what they're fucking playing at. Guinness isn't Guinness if it doesn't have alcohol in it. Stop messing around with it.
Zero, really?
Yeah, they have a new one. They put up our Guinness truck and said there's absolutely no alcohol in this truck.
What the hell?
No
Why?
shit, Sherlock. Because, you know, people like the taste of alcohol while they drive or something, for the designated driver or whatever. Fucking crap. Get away.
She a beetle.
Yeah.
Well, she's a bit Miss Havisham-esque, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, it's all about her evolving from this like proto creature into, into a
sophisticated being.
But he fancies her from the get-go, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like his character, Redfern. I like the Michael Cochran.
Oh, happy day.
I need your assistance.
I'll send you that. Happy days.
Yeah, Sylvester McCoy's era in general was about like these super beings being woken up and him trying to deal with it. A lot of the New Adventures books were like that.
Oh, the old gods.
Right, exactly.
Problem being, this reminds me of...
but the New Adventures.
Victorian South Fork.
Reminds you of what?
Victorian South Fork. The inside the South Fork Ranch.
Oh,
sounds like Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas. That's more exciting.
But you'll get Gary on his Dallas horse.
I actually didn't mind the reboot of Dallas. It was actually
I watched it. I watched the original with my
Was
grandparents.
it a reboot or was it a continuation?
It was a continuation.
I've just finished the season of the reboot and it was fantastic.
Isn't it? It was, wasn't it? It was very good, wasn't it? That opening scene in the very first episode just gives you goosebumps where he's walking out of Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant, man. And Bobby, man, it was brilliant.
I know.
Larry,
What's the name of it? Was Larry Hagman in it again?
Yeah, he was. He came back as JR, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
And then
They cancel it because Larry Hagman died.
Yeah, they were going to carry on with Bobby, but then I think they didn't want to carry on without him, which is right. You see, they did it the right way there. But man, you have to watch the new Dallas. It's actually quite good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, listen. Yeah. Oh no. Let me just show you this quickly. Hang on. Just bear with me.
No problem.
I'll show you it in a minute. Just keep watching the telly. I've just put it down. Where did I just put it? Oh, look at this that I've had for donkey years because I am a big Dallas fan.
Go on. Oh, for God's sake, you do not. He does. He has.
What? Who does what?
Love it.
Jock Ewing.
JR's daddy. JR and Bobby's daddy. I even Knots Landing. Do you remember Knots Landing? No.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't watch it that much now, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I do remember. You a big fan of that as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was quite good back then. I mean, I had to suffer it when my gran was watching it, and I had to sit in there, and my gran wasn't changing the channels, so I had to kind of suffer it.
No. No. Have you seen the documentary with John Barrymore over at South Fork Ranch?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. John Barrymore did a documentary because he's a Dallas fan.
Right. Oh, I should check that out, actually, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. You see him being interviewing Larry Hagman and blah 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 blah. It's good. I don't even know where I first saw it. It was aired years ago. Obviously, it was aired in 2013 when Larry was alive. So it was his last interview with John Barrymore. But it's a fantastic documentary.
Yeah, it's sad when he passed away, actually,
You know,
because it
Best
became
thing.
a hit again. That's the thing. Like, it was such a huge show back in the day, Dallas was with Dynasty. And then for Dallas to come back the way it did and to be actually successful, because normally when you bring these TV shows back, let's be honest, they don't normally reach the same heights, but this one did. This one actually did. It's the one
Yeah.
show that I was delighted to see back. I remember the excitement when the world premiere of Dallas started. They were showing it at the same time all over the world, and I sat there. My brothers, I was living at home at the time. I even said to get out of the room. I want to watch this by myself. And I tell you, mesmerized by it.
Oh, do you
Mesmerized.
remember with the Who Shot JR thing when they revealed the who it was?
Yeah,
What a big deal that was. And I didn't even watch that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I remember that episode was flown over to Ireland on a private plane. And
Wow, so nobody could know.
yeah, so they basically had Garda bringing it to the RTE studio with police escort to make sure that nobody would steal the bloody thing to find out who actually who shot JR.
Who was
And
it?
Charlotte.
What was
Charlotte.
it? Bobby? I can't remember.
Charlotte, they had every cast member filmed shooting JR so that nobody could leak any
Oh, so
information.
yeah, I've heard they did multiple endings before, but that's like a really extensive version of that.
Yeah,
isn't
they
it, then?
did. They,
Well, who was it in the end? Who did shoot JR?
it was your woman, what's her name? What was
Linda
her?
Gray.
Kristen. It was
No, it was
Kristen, yeah.
Kristen, yeah.
Kristen Shepherd, Sue Ellen's sister.
Yeah, it was Kristen that shot him. Yeah. And she didn't even know, not even the actress herself, they didn't know until the night it aired. The only one that would have known who shot was actually Larry himself. He knew, obviously, who the shooter was, but nobody else knew. And he's good. Larry is actually good at that sort of thing, keeping secrets. So he, even when he came over and he was interviewed here, the Irish presenter tried to get it out of him. Go on, who shot you and all? He was having none of it. He's having none of it, man. Yeah, that's the way I like TV. But that was clever. You do multiple endings so nobody knows who it is. That's how it should be done.
Here's a little fact note for you. If you watch Dallas from season 5 onwards, J.R. Ewing, Larry Hagman was permanently stoned.
He's permanently stoned. Oh, that's very.
It's the truth. Have a look at his eyes. It's the truth. He said he had champagne on cornflakes for breakfast. He had vodka on his cornflakes for breakfast.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I suppose if you've got the money.
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman was permanently stoned from season 5 onwards on Dallas. And if you look at his eyes now, he's drunk and stoned, but he's such a good actor, he carries it off. Well, he did get a new liver.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like.
Was she in Silver Nemesis? I'm talking about the episode here. Was she in Silver Nemesis?
No, that's Sharon Juice. She was from the show called Big Deal, I think.
How long have you got left?
It's 10 minutes.
No, that's not too bad.
It's okay, Gary distracted you for a bit now with Dallas talk.
Yeah.
But now you know how Lee feels when you talk about football on the streams.
Yeah. Well, it's better than talking about tennis, I suppose. I'm a huge tennis fan myself, by the way.
Oh no, I'm laughing because of my mum.
Yeah, but I'm a huge tennis fan as well, Charlotte. So
Oh, okay.
I love me tennis. I watch Wimbledon every year it's on, and I watch the other major championships as well. So tennis is not the same anymore, isn't it? I don't know what it is, but the game, it's changed. You don't have many characters in the game of tennis anymore. Like the
because they're all aging out.
Yeah.
You missed the hissy fits. The hissy fits were the best part.
Oh,
Yeah.
with John McEnroe.
I don't know. There's a few nowadays that when they get angry, they bash their rackets. And considering how like good they are nowadays, it must take a bit of pressure to bash those in.
Oh, I've watched tennis for years.
No, like I said, my mum, she used to make me laugh every time Murray played because it was just she literally became his coach.
Yeah, okay, so the thing where he's gone crazy now, that nobody doesn't want to change. I think it's quite a chilling villain, quite frankly.
That is creepy.
I think this whole dinner scene's creepy. Because it's sort of like, it reminded me a bit of, it feels a little bit like Poirot. Do you know those scenes when he'd have everybody in the room and he'd like say who'd done it? It's a bit of that.
I was referring to the turning the mother and daughter into statues as pretty cool.
Like with this scene, it's just got that sort of tension.
Yeah,
and you can see the doctor is sort of, he's trying to plan 5 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely see that with Sylvester in this bit.
Right.
See, even says, doesn't he?
That's his doctor, though, in essence, during this whole era. He's always a few steps ahead and manipulates the situation for his own benefit.
Right.
Like, I don't know if we've had the line, because I've got it playing without the volume, obviously, when they say, it's a trap, and he goes, yeah, I walked into it knowing that. And it's like, yeah, that's a really good line for a doctor.
Did that come after Curse of Fenric?
I guess Lovey and Hogg in this.
Tell you what, he does like to sort of, I don't touch her a bit, or sort of, I don't know what's the right word for it. Like the whole, like touching her jaw a bit.
Yeah, I understand. But again, I don't think it's malicious.
I'm not saying it is. It's a bit
from like caring.
Yeah, it looks a little bit odd.
It does.
See, you're looking at things now from you're looking at things today the way you've been programmed and conditioned. You see, we're from a different era. See, I love what the 8th Doctor says. Humans, I love humans. Always seeing patterns and things that aren't there.
Oh, right, great line.
Yeah, but that's the difference in generations. Charlotte can see it from the point of view that she's because of but being mature at 50, you can see it from what it was back in the day. You can see how we've changed, how everything, you're looking at everything differently now. Everything's sexualized, everything's this, everything's that, where when it was made in them days, it was intended to be entertainment. Now you're questioning everything, like they did with the first Doctor.
Wow. I've just seen something on Twitter. So some woman is after coming out and leaving a message that she has to make a confession that she wrongly accused some bloke of rape. And now she's, even after the case went to court, she's decided now that she's going to drop it because she was angry after ruining this guy's reputation, his family, going through all of this because of what, but nothing's happened to this woman. So,
don't get me started on
this is the whole thing. I hate people like that.
Don't get me started now.
People, it's ridiculous, and I don't know why these people don't get what's coming to them. She should be locked up. She ruined someone's career and reputation.
Is this the Blue Peter guy?
The
Blue Peter presenter that recently got cleared.
It could be him. I don't know. I'll read the tweet. How long there is it?
Listen, guys. Charlotte, the person who you're on about, honestly, you don't know the full story.
Oh, I don't know anything. I just heard he got cleared, and I was just like, "Good on you, mate." That's all.
I'm not mentioning the person's name, but many years ago, he had a dreadful reputation. So I know it's wrong. If someone's accused someone who hasn't done anything, that's absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this particular person has got a history of doing dreadful things to women, and that's all I'm going to say.
No,
I know. That's fair. I was just like, good that it's gone through court and it's all the processes have happened. I was just happy for that, mainly.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's a bit of karma for him as well. Maybe it'll teach him now to keep his zip up.
wow. Should be locked up then if he's done that like that, to be quite honest with you.
Listen, before everybody jumps on the bandwagon, you have to do the research, honestly. Don't just
Exactly.
take what you feel in your head. Like you
No,
have to
I
do.
hear that. I do. Look, there's two sides to every story. There really is.
There is, yeah. That's true. That's true.
A lot of people today are too quick to make judgments and assumptions.
Oh,
Don't know
God,
anything
yeah.
researched. A lot of history. A lot of
Or
history.
just ignore clear facts.
No, we
Right.
just should listen. We shouldn't get involved. It's none of our business. Why are we getting involved in something that's got nothing to do with us? That's my point. Got nothing to do with us.
True, but if people are being cancelled unjustly, you know, someone has to put it in the public eye, because we see it all the time, innocent guys being accused. Now, in that case that you're talking about, as you said, we don't know all the details, but we have seen it out there on Twitter. I mean, for example, there's a streamer called Angry Joe. Now, this was played out all over Twitter, so it's not news that's secret. So basically, some girl came out and she made a tweet where she said that because she made a statement to say that he made a pass at her 7 years ago or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she had a boyfriend and she went to this hotel room with him. And then, of course, he decided he was having none of it and he decided to take legal action. And as soon as he did that, then she comes out with this bloody crap, but nothing happened to her, but nearly ruins his career when it turned out to be all false and bullshit in the first place. Things like that, Gary, though, I think do need to be highlighted, because there are blokes out there right now, like, mightn't believe this, but living in society now as a bloke has become a very hazardous thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just got some breaking news. I think, oh, not that was the day old. The new James Bond movie looks like there's a bidding war for it for a streaming service.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Well, it is.
Oh yeah,
it is, because, as I said the other day, cinemas are gone. They're done.
Oh yeah. Forget it.
This is the future now.
Yeah, like the Marvel movies, they're all going to D+.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wonder who'll get it. Apple TV is one of those.
I mean, they got the most money, that's for sure.
So, you know, but again, if it goes on Apple, it means for you to watch that movie, you have to go and buy a subscription.
That 1 minute.
That's how it works. That's the reason.
I don't know if is the episode over?
Still going a little bit.
Okay. There's 2 minutes left. No.
Right,
I do hope that's a good movie. I'm not a Bond fan, but just for fans, I do hope that movie's not what people fear.
I'm terrified. Everything I hear sounds terrible. Everything I see sounds good.
It will be. It's going to be woke, because they want to kill the franchise and start again with a woman.
Oh no, the woman, the what's her name's come out.
Yeah, she came out, but it will happen. I agree, she did come out, but there's talk again, and I think she's only saying that. I think they will go down that way.
No, I think they're going for this.
I don't think they will. It'll be I think they're going to do go black guy. I'm with Rabbi there. Because think about it, like, Bond is literally the only British franchise we have when it comes to films.
Yeah.
So I think Harry Potter, there's a bunch.
No, Harry Potter, I mean, now that's still being made. Harry Potter's not still being made.
Okay.
Well, there's the spin-offs, but the last Fantastic Beasts movie was...
The only British franchise is James Bond. It is. It's the only British franchise that's left as James Bond.
No, I guess so.
Because Doctor Who, think about it. Doctor Who's gone the wayside already, so that's too late for that. James Bond was the last one standing. We did say 2 years ago that if they went after James Bond and James Bond was to fall, it was game over. and it looks like James Bond is going to fall because we've seen the trailers. It's going to be woke whether you like it or not, right? So they fundamentally changed Bond, so it's done. It's done. They're doing this to either reboot it with a woman. I do not believe that they will cast Tom Hardy now, and I don't believe they'll cast.
I don't think they will.
Have been mentioned as well. I honestly do believe, because the fact that they came out and said that nobody's been cast for it, I still think it's up in the air that a woman could get it.
James Bond is based on a real, actual male person, like a person from history described in the book as blue-eyed, black-haired, and svelte, suave, sophisticated older gentleman. That's who he really is.
I know that, but that's not what they. That's not the society that we're living in now.
But do you know why I think
what they said? Everything that they make.
That's why these people need to be told.
No. James Bond will reflect what's going on in society. Sure, they've even done it for the last two movies, Spectre, and now this one. Right? They're coming in line with the rest of the wokeness. So listen, don't be listening to what Barbara Broccoli said about the fact that James Bond will always be a man. Because I'm being honest with you, they're hollow words. They're hollow words because she could change her mind. That's how this is the way they go. James Bond is the last great franchise to fall, in my opinion. And if it does go down the female route, forget about it. Everything else is done.
Do you know what I think could be the protection? Do you know what I think could be the protection, though? It's because it's a woman saying we're not going to go with, going to have a woman next. If it was a bloke saying that, then it would be fair game because it's a woman.
Yeah, and it's not. I think you make sense, but I don't believe anything.
She could be convinced, though. That's the thing. I think she could be convinced to go.
It's a family jewel, mate. It's her family's jewel.
True, but she's already seen a decline. The franchise has been declining ever since the Pierce Brosnan era, anyway.
Yeah, so that's because Craig's has stayed too long. Get a new Bond in, get a good-looking young.
Yeah, they should be. They should have let him go at the last one and brought in you. I always think Tom Hiddleston was who they should have gone for.
Spyfall should have been Daniel Craig's last Bond movie. It should have been, in reality, that would have been the high, because that to me is the best movie that he's made with Casino Royale.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Rubbish, right? But yeah, that would have been, for me, that's where he should have left on a high. And he was supposed to leave after Spyfall, but they convinced him to stay. Right, forget about James Bond now anyway. Let's do the ratings for this story. I'm going to go first. I'm going to give it a 0, and I'm not going to say anything about it because it bored me to death. So there you go. Done.
Fine, I'm going to give it a 20.
Yeah, he's giving it a 20 because he's given it my 10. He's took my 10 and he's added it onto it.
Exactly. Give it 20. Brilliant story, all-time classic.
Okay, that's Rabbi. Charlotte.
Like I said, very mixed bag. There was bits I did like. I did like Sylvester, I've got to admit, because I didn't know how I would take to his doctor. And I think I do quite actually like the trickster elements that were shown. And I do like some of the spookiness and the sort of elements. So I'll probably give it... I'll give it a 5. I'll go midway.
Okay. Super John.
I would give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, there was good stuff in it. There was bad stuff in it. I mean, it was a mixed bag, good and bad. It was good sets and good costumes, but the story is just a wee bit kind of confusing, and it'd be confusing to the average viewer. And
exactly,
I don't think it works as a story. So I'll give it 4 out of 10.
No problem. We've got a few 4s, a few 5s. We've got a 1 from Emma. Disaster Area is given an 8. We've got a couple of 8s and a couple of 7s there as well. But it does seem to be a mixed bag for everybody. Let's ask Gary. Gary, your score, pal.
I'm going to give it an 8. I like what PD just said in the chat there, that it needed to be a 4-part because it does lots of viewing for a lot of people, even to this day. You know, a lot of people still don't fully understand the storyline, but I'm going to give it an 8 because I think it's a cracking story. I love the period piece. I love the costumes. I love the settings. I love Sylvester McCoy. Blah, 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 blah. Great story.
Fantastic. Lee.
Yes, it is a tricky one. I do understand all the criticisms and things. I love the story. I think some of the performances were a bit weak, quite honestly. Definitely not the greatest performances from Sylvester and Sophie, I have to say. And I hate saying that because obviously I was there and they were so lovely at the time. It's a tricky one, but for memories and everything, I'm going to give it a 7.5 to 8. Let's say 8. I'm feeling generous.
Fantastic. Right, we've got a few 7s, a few 8s. We've got 1 9. We've got a few 5s there as well. So it looks like me and Emma this week have given it the lowest score. Emma gave it a 1. And if I had me way, I'd give it a -10, actually. That's how bad I think this actually was.
But you could. You gave minuses for...
Yeah,
for run.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. As I said, I actually think Kerblam is better than this, and that's saying a lot. I'd even go as far as to say that I'd rather watch Orphan 55.
Oh God, come on!
I'm being honest. I'm just being
really,
honest.
Benny. You would rather hear Benny.
Chloe's performance was bad. Sophie's performance was bad. The supporting cast were annoying. The story was all over the place. Yeah, the sets were fine, but look, you don't judge it on the sets. You judge it on the acting and you judge it on the story. And I didn't like it, so it's a 0, -10. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Every point. From a 0 to a -10.
Fair enough.
It's just one of those. No, listen, Sylvester is going to cause me a lot of problems in the future. I think there'll be a lot of these stories where I'm just going to turn off, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I think we're going to have to go through for Galaxy next.
Right, listen.
Sylvester.
What's that? Sylvester McCoy. So we're not doing Parmesan yet because we're going to do the movie at some stage. So we're back to William Hartnell, but remember, it's not next week, it's the week after. So we're
no, are we not doing the Halloween?
No, we're doing Star Wars next week, and I forgot Halloween, so we just have to forget about. I'm not going to do anything for Halloween. We'll be doing Star Wars. Yeah, because I think it's this next weekend, isn't it, Halloween? So yeah, we'll be doing Star Wars, but the week after, then we're back with Classic, and we're back with William Hartnell. So, as it's we're starting from scratch again, Rabbi will get to choose.
That's the thing about it. Do you want me to choose now?
Yeah, Charlotte is going to pick a Patrick story. Super John, you're going to pick a John Pertwee story.
Right.
Gary, you're obviously going to pick a Tom Baker story. Problem being, you're going to pick a Peter Davison story, and then of course it leaves me with Colin Baker, doesn't it? Is it Colin? Yeah, Colin Baker story, and then we'll just all decide on a Sylvester.
It's got to be Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
We will let the chat decide on a Sylvester McCoy story, right? So I'll give you a few minutes to think about that first. If anybody has a story.
Okay, I'm torn right now. What's the chat? I am torn between the Aztecs and the Romans.
Ooh.
The Romans.
Ooh.
Both good stories, aren't they?
Yeah, both good stories. See, I'm on board already with those choices. So what? Listen, you get the choice because the chat is going to choose.
Right, let's say the Romans. I like a bit of Dennis Spooner.
Right.
I was going to say, chat is running away with Battlefield right now.
Oh, for God's sake, they're doing that.
We already did that.
What a bunch of traitors. I said Greatest Show in the Galaxy. What do they all pick? Battlefield.
Good. I'll pick the Greatest Show in the Galaxy because I definitely won't watch. So great, Battlefield. Still won't watch. Well, I'll watch, but I'll probably.
Wait, what are you got against Greatest Show in the Galaxy?
I'll have everything.
Oh wow! Okay.
I told you, I'm not a fan of McCoy and Baker's eras. I'm just not. I just can't. There's only a couple of stories of each that I like, and the rest are all bull.
Right. No, I'm gonna have to bounce. I'm wilting.
Right, so we're doing what is it, Romans?
The Romans.
Right, so Romans in 2 weeks' time, guys. When we come back after all the Star Wars stuff, we will be starting back with Hartnell's whatever he said, and we're gonna let Rabbi give a shout out before he goes. So Rabbi, go on.
Okay. Well, I think. Definitely tune in tomorrow. Subscribe to my channel, but check out tomorrow. I'm dropping a video which I think is probably one of my best videos. I'm really looking forward to it. I got an interview with a woman who's doing Charlotte's London, a very successful Indiegogo campaign. I think the most successful Comicsgate UK campaign to date. But keep in mind, my sign up is opening next week, and I'm looking to listen. I hope she gets to 10 times what she gets to now. She's actually at about 23,000. I hope she gets to 250,000. But I still want to beat her. I want to beat her. That's right, we going on. I'm a bit competitive. So I got great videos coming up this week. Head over and sign up.
Fantastic. Get over to Rabbi's channel, subscribe, do all the business. And Rabbi will do his competition tomorrow. Obviously, we don't do it on Saturday, we do it tomorrow. Right. Nels, you want to add Rabbi before we let you go? Because I know it's a long night.
No, I'm tired. It's time to go to bed.
No problem. Right,
night, everybody.
I'll see you.
Hello, Rabbi. He bug us off before he gets.
Probably going to collapse any minute, like.
Yeah, sounds like.
There's Real Super John. We lost him again, but he's back. Right.
I get hit by hailstones there.
Who's that in the TARDIS with the Dalek?
That's me, and that's the Dalek.
Nice one.
Right,
that was way back in 1998.
Cool.
Right, so we've got William Hartnell's story sorted. Where about Patrick Troughton?
I was going to say, I'm probably going to have to ask my co-host for some help for a pick.
Make sure now, because you have to be careful with Troughton. Make sure it's a story you pick now that has all the episodes, because
that's what I mean. I'm going to be going to Daniel probably. Daniel, which ones are good? Which ones?
That's it. Well, Charlotte will let us know, and then we'll let Rabbi know. So it's Pertwee. Who did I give Pertwee to? Super John.
Me, yeah. The Sea Devils.
You want to do the Sea Devils? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Sea Devils, the Pertwee story. We're just getting them out there so we know what we're doing. So Sea Devils. So who was after Pertwee? Who did I say was after on the panel? Was it Gary or Lee?
The Horror of
I think Gary was Baker, wasn't he? Tom Baker.
Gary is Baker. So it's you, Lee. You're no.
No, Tom Baker is Gary's choice.
Yeah, Gary is Baker. Sorry. So Gary, you have to pick a Tom Baker story.
The Horror of Fang Rock.
Oh,
nice one.
That's a good one. That is.
Well, I could technically say we've already done it.
Oh, do you want another one?
We've already done that one. So, yeah, you'll have to pick a different one.
Image of the Pendal.
Okay, fantastic. We haven't done that one. Grand. Remember, guys, we can't do episodes that we've already done. So when you are thinking, you have to make sure that we haven't, because we've already done the horror because I found that boring as well. So yeah, we did that one already. So yeah. So Lee, it's you now.
I'm going to go with. I'm going to slightly cheat a bit. I'm going to go with the 5 Doctors.
Yes.
And I've watched that one, so I actually know that one.
Which one? The one with the new effects or the old? Because I have both. Because I have the DVD. So I've got the one with the newer effects, and I've got the one with the old effects.
I don't care. I don't mind which one. So.
The newer effects is better, isn't it, Gary? Yeah, the newer effects is much better. Right, so then that leaves me with Colin Baker. Oh. Right, I'm going to cheat a little bit as well because I want to get it out of the way.
Time Lash.
I'm gonna say the two doctors.
I was going to say it's
Oh,
going to be two
no.
doctors of time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that out of the way. So I'm gonna do the two doctors because it also has Troughton in it as well. So a little bit of a cheat there. So I'm doing what Lee is doing. I'm cheating a little bit. But I want to get it done. I'm trying to pick the eps that I know I don't really like that much. I want to get them out of the way so I can enjoy the stories that I actually do like. There's some elements of the two doctors that I do like, so it's not that bad, and it does have Troughton in it. And I do like when Colin Baker and Troughton do interact with each other. It's actually quite good actually when they interact.
And it's got Jacqueline Pierce as well.
Yeah.
Who's Verlan in Blake 7, so that's always.
And then, obviously,
Right.
Mr. McCoy, as picked by everybody in the chat, is Battlefield.
Traitors.
So there you go. So that's the whole next few weeks now sorted out. We know what we're going to be watching. So that gives you all plenty of time as well, you guys out there, to get a hold of these stories. If not, remember on the day, if you need the link, I'm sure Rabbi will be more than willing to help you out there. But right, that's sorted. Okay, we're finished with the classic Who. Is there anything you guys want to bring up briefly before we leave? I mean, there's
Did
not.
Did the clocks go back tonight or next week?
Yeah, I think
it's tonight, isn't it?
it's tonight. It's tonight. Yeah, it's tonight. So you get an extra hour in bed for some of you. Yeah, for some of you. For people that are like me, night owls, it doesn't make a poxy difference.
Just to me, I like
Let's make up
that.
a more reasonable hour in the afternoon.
That's it. That's what I mean. We get up an hour earlier. But other than that, it doesn't fucking make a difference for night owls. But there you go. But yeah, so the clocks, don't forget, folks, actually, to well, if you have these on mobile phones and anything electronic, they'll automatically change. But you have to change your clocks, so don't forget to get your clocks down later on. And yeah, right. So I want to check real quick and see if there's any Doctor Who news real quick, because there might be something. Oh, by the way, Billy Piper did put up I haven't covered it, but Billy Piper did put up an article about how she was struggling in the role and how David Tennant actually helped her through all the stuff that she was going through, which I thought was quite nice, you know. But the fact that she doesn't give Eccleston any credit kind of pisses me off, because Eccleston was also going through shit at the same time, and in earlier interviews that I'd seen at the time, she was praising him a lot, but now she's coming out and praising Tennant all of a sudden. You know, I don't know. This whole thing.
Yeah, but it's like Gary said, like, they're actors, mate. You don't need to put too much salt to like 90% of what they say.
Oh,
Yeah.
bakery in the bakery, I'm afraid.
So she
She
said
might
she felt uncomfortable in the job. She also said that that it was a huge lifestyle change. Because they've reunited Tennant and Piper to do something.
Yeah, so why do you think she's coming out with this now? It's to do with the podcast, mate.
Yeah.
She's doing it because she's doing a podcast with him.
Oh, so that's why she's praising him, because she was praising. That's why I'm going mad, because she was actually praising Eccleston before,
Yes.
but then all of a sudden she's forgotten about Eccleston. He doesn't exist, and it's like Tennant now. But I'm actually sick and tired of all this David Tennant crap. He needs to go away. Listen, you left Doctor Who. You decided to leave Doctor Who, so get away. Right, you're done. We don't see Matt Smith as much, for God's sake. He's everywhere. He's everywhere now. Sick of it. Time Lord Victorious, a lot of crap. Money grabbing. They only bring David Tennant back because he's popular. If they did it for the right reasons, I'd support it. It probably is good. I know Gary is interested in it, and I think you've gotten a few elements. It probably is good. I can't get over the fact that it is a cash grab, and that'll never Yeah, so they're watching Blink, Halloween. They're doing a watch along. Emily Cook, it's Blink. It's so obvious that they were going to do that one. I wonder if Moffat is actually going to.
Oh, that's the thing. It might actually make Moffat appear on Twitter again, which could be interesting.
Yeah, but we're still doing what we're doing. Fecka, can't be arsed watching that. So it's all about Billy Piper in the news. Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant to team up for a new Doctor Who inter. Oh, that's the game.
Yeah.
So looking at this, right? Because I always like to look at the Doctor Who news to see, what kind of interest there is, what kind of stories. It's all old stories. There's no interest in Doctor Who at all. Nothing about New Who when it's going to come back or anything like that. You could buy Doctor Who Series 12 special DVDs. They're on sale for Amazon.
What a price!
Tell you now, actually, it's from Digital Spy. Digital Spy did the article, so they always. Oh, you could save up to 35%. So the DVD is currently on sale for €13 because it's euro. Oh no, £13 and 3 pence
For a special edition?
for a special.
I still wouldn't pay half of that. I wouldn't pay. They'd have to pay me.
Sorry, I'm lying. That price is not for the resolution. Sorry, that price is for the Series 11 box set. It's €14. £14 and 3 pence for the complete Series 11 DVD, currently at sale for $14.03, saving you 35% on the regular price.
Wow.
That's because nobody will buy it.
Also, currently being offered with a 25% discount are 2 lost special DVDs featuring the Second Doctor, which are stories from Patrick Troughton area of which the show has been reanimated using surviving audio recordings after the original episode.
So what, you have to buy Series 11 to get the reduced price on the classic Who stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, the faceless ones you can get for just under £7. The Power of the Daleks is just under a tenner, $7.94. Wow.
For £6 in HMV anyway. You can get 2 for a tenner in HMV or buy a single one for £6. That's how I got a taxi Peppermint last week. I got it for £6, but if I bought 2, I got them for a tenner.
Yeah, Emma's just said she bought them new. Love, bit of advice. Always wait. They'll go cheaper. Always wait, Emma.
Do you know what, Emma? She's right. Wait a couple of weeks. Seriously, then go into CEX or something. Yeah? Not a word of a like. CEX or GameStop.
Or just look on Amazon. They'll do so much percent off.
Even Argos will have a sale on the box sets. Always do. Listen, the quite telling thing about this is if you look at the classic stories that they reanimated, they're selling them for what, 25, 30 quid a pop, but they never lose their value. They never lose their value. They might go on sale once in the blue moon, but other than that, they always keep their value. Jodie Whittaker box set will come out, right? It'll be set at the price that it's set at, but within a couple of weeks' time, that's already on sale. Remember, Series 11, right? We covered this on the channel. At one stage, there was 75% off Series 11.
Yeah, so when Series 13 comes around, Emma, don't buy the DVD straight away. Wait. So you don't have to buy top price.
Save yourself a lot more money. And it'll still be brand new. You'll just save yourself a lot more money. Just wait until the price falls. Trust me, within 2 weeks of it being released. Because do you know what I love about the other side as well? They keep showing us these DVD charts and the Blu-ray charts, right? But what they don't realize is that chart is very restricted, right? And it's rigged anyway, because each DVD or Blu-ray release that they put out are they only release a certain amount of copies of each. So with Doctor Who, because Doctor Who's ended up #1 on it, and people are trying to measure that as a success. No, it's because they just happened to release more copies than the others did in the chart. And people obviously, because it was Series 11, some people did buy it. Of course, it was going to go number one, but it didn't stay number one for long. It ended up down the bottom half where it should be, right? When the DVD and Blu-ray first comes out, it always does okay. Always does okay. It's a few weeks later then, that's when you judge it. But I don't know, this whole era has completely ruined everything. I'm just glad though it hasn't affected Classic Who as much. You know, Classic Who seems to be immune from it. Because there's still people, listen, when there's a new classic release, what happens? It sells out straight away. Everybody buys it. You do see people online saying, I've ordered me copy. They order it straight away. You will never lose, they will never lose any interest in fans when it comes to Classic Who. Never.
I had to struggle to get mine, and thanks to Daniel, I managed to get my season 14 box set. It's the only thing I will buy now.
Right, so BBC, Emmett has reminded me. Right, so anybody that is interested in the Whittaker era or is interested in listening to what Jodie Whittaker actually has to say, she is on a radio interview, but apparently BBC iPlayer will have it on it there from 2 o'clock tomorrow, 2 p.m. So if anybody is interested, because I know there are some in the chat that might be interested in listening to that, she is going to be on BBC Radio. Now, here's the thing I'm going to ask. Is it a pre-record?
As I was saying, it was live before in other streams. She said that in the chat, and she's pretty on pretty much 100% right with these things usually. So I would say, I would trust that it's live. Emma saying it is.
Well, if it's live, it'll be very interesting to hear what she has to say. Will she give any spoilers for starters, right? Because we've gotten nothing. Will she say anything about filming? Because it might be brought up again. What will she say this time? And if she still maintains that they hope to film by the end of the year, I'm being honest with you, folks, you can really take that as a guarantee that they haven't started filming, because that'll be the second time that she said it. And why would she say it a second time? So this interview is going to be very important, to be honest.
See, I think it's just going to be a bit of fluff.
I don't know, Charlotte. I don't know why is she doing an interview all of a sudden? You know?
Well, you made a good point.
They've got to start promoting this special somewhere along the line.
Yeah, but you made a really good point. If there's anything of importance, wouldn't the BBC have done a press release or something by now?
Yeah.
You said that yesterday.
I did, but there's still time because she's not on that channel until 2 o'clock. So if you think about it logically, there's still a chance from now until early morning when they put out most of their press releases for something to be said. So that's why I'm not going to bed. I'm going to wait. The press office normally drops the first bit of content at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'll see what happens then. She's friends with Six Music. Okay. Well, Emma is the Jodie Whittaker expert, so I don't know. So she's friends with the DJ. So she'll get an easy interview then, basically.
Yeah, I think there's going to be no hardball questions, mate. I think it's just going to be, oh, how are you doing? Like, very warm, cuddly.
Anybody even looking forward to the special? Seriously?
No, absolutely not.
No.
No excitement. Not going to watch it.
Sparking you at all. Nothing. No curiosity.
No.
This is how sad it is, right?
Just open your eyes. Look, I'm telling you now what's happening. The fans are telling you. They've no interest. So come on.
My only interest, and I was laughing with Daniel about this last night, because we were both said, well, the only interest we're going to have is the Doom figures. That's literally my only interest.
Exactly.
Right, I'm going to let Lee just talk to you there for a second, or talk about whatever you want. I need to just get into the back room.
Yeah, no worries. I'll vamp.
Bathroom break. I'll be back in a minute.
No worries. So yeah, I think
I'll have to bounce pretty soon as well.
That's all right. You can stick around for a little bit, can't you? Well, I think it's. I mean, all the goodwill that they had from the start of this run, they squandered it with that Timeless Child thing, and I think because the fandom has been so under the cosh with all the crazy activists on Twitter, it's created such a, dare I say it, toxic environment for everybody. And I think that makes it very unpalatable. And I think that a lot of people are just so.
I know, but sorry.
I think the word is demoralised. Demoralised is the word.
Yeah, but the problem being you're all feeding it by going on it all the time. What are you on it for? I don't understand why you're on it. Why do you want to follow actors and actresses? Why are you interested in their personal lives? You're all called
who is
yourselves. It's called being nosy. Just leave it all. Leave it.
I don't know what you mean. Interested in actors' lives. I don't know what you mean.
You explain to me what Twitter is, please, because all it seems to do is bitch and cause trouble. We're all grown men and women. What are we doing? What's Twitter about?
Yeah, well, no, I agree with you. You know, I mean, the only time that I really engaged with Twitter was to defend myself from people making up spurious bullshit lies. And it's just like, I'm sorry, slander must be countered every time.
Twitter, you wouldn't have to defend yourself if you didn't go nosing on Twitter.
No, I'm not nosing. I don't need to nose. I mean, these people just take it upon themselves to dictate. You know, I mean, I don't.
Why do people go on Twitter in the first place?
Well, I joined Twitter because there was a Doctor Who community on Twitter.
Because I want to connect with people.
I actually thought everybody on Twitter was nice, but within 2 weeks of being on Twitter, I got to find out what Twitter was really like. But the thing about it is, some people say, well, why don't you just leave? But the thing about it is that,
why
like,
should you
why should I have to leave a platform because there's some nasties on it? You know what I mean?
But hang on a minute, you're being a bit self-contradictory, really, because, you know, there's a backlash with those guys and yourselves against Jodie Whittaker and the things that you come out.
It's because they're intolerant of other people. And I'm sorry, why should we be sort of muzzled by a bunch of activist kids on that platform when we have just as much right to be there as anyone else? I don't understand what the argument is.
Why do you want to be on Twitter? I want to know what Twitter's about.
Well, because, you know, you've got a whole bunch of people on there you can connect with. I mean, you've got the Fandom Menace and all the people are there. And it's easier to share information. It's easier to keep up with information. And a great way of promoting stuff on there.
Most of the stuff that's released on Doctor Who, believe it or not, Gary.
Like I'm on YouTube. You know,
before it goes on any of the other social media. So even Facebook doesn't get it before Twitter does. So Twitter is the one where you get all the info. And the fact that, I mean, Sylvester McCoy is on Twitter, Sophie's on Twitter, Nicola Bryant's on Twitter, like Liz is on Twitter, or not Liz, what's her name is on Twitter? What's her
Katie Manning.
Katie Manning is on Twitter. Like, I follow all them as well. Like, that's Garrett Roberts. That's why I'm on Twitter, because there's a lot of Doctor Who people on Twitter that you can actually interact with. That's why I joined Twitter. And then obviously I got to meet everybody else on Twitter then. And then because I had certain opinions and I'd put them up on Twitter, I was attacked for it. I don't go looking for trouble. Neither does Lee or anybody else that's on Twitter, including the other fella. Nobody goes on Twitter to look for trouble. Trouble just seems to come to us.
But you're feeding their egos. You're giving them a platform. You come up.
No, they give themselves a platform. You know, they're the ones dictating all the rules. You know, this unwritten rule that we will have to abide by. Apparently, I mean, it's been like that. Look, it's been like that since 3 years ago when she was first announced on Facebook. I was in all the Facebook groups. I gave it 5 episodes in. I came out and I said, I'm not very keen on this. I think it's really badly written and it's, you know, I don't like Jodie's Doctor. And immediately I was beset upon by groups of people within those Doctor Who groups saying, get out the fandom, go kill yourself, die of cancer, all the rest of this. And I'm sorry, what are we supposed to do? Take ourselves off every single social media platform so that they can feel better about
I was going to say, that's literally what Gary's saying you should do.
Yeah, but no, why should we? Why should we?
Because it's called
absolutely not. No. Being grown up is to say no to a bunch of fucking spoiled brats who think they can get their own way by telling people how to live their lives and what they should say and what they shouldn't say and what they should think and what they shouldn't think. No, I'm simply not going to do that.
And you are feeding them and feeding them and feeding. Listen,
No, they are feeding themselves. No, Gary, no. I absolutely disagree here. No, it's absolutely not right. These people have a free reign to treat people like shit whenever they feel like it. And I'm sorry, they need to be stood up to and told no. And I'm sorry, that is a platform for everybody, not just these crazy people.
Stop feeding them oxygen and walk away. It's what you do with a fire. All they are mouthpieces at the end of the day, and they're doing it because
you don't need to engage with them. They will pick on you regardless if you say anything or not.
Even when you do ignore them and you do your own thing on Twitter, you still get back into it. But why should I leave Twitter? All my contacts are on Twitter. All the people that do join my streams, I wouldn't have met them.
Then what? And what if they start coming onto YouTube? You leave Twitter, then they start coming onto YouTube chasing you. Should we leave YouTube as well? I mean, where does it stop? Why should we keep running away from these people? No.
Stop feeding them. Just stop.
I'm not feeding them. They feed themselves. They make it their mission.
How are we feeding them? That's what I don't understand. I don't know where you're getting. We're feeding them. We're not feeding them.
Gary, I don't think you fully understand
on Twitter, and then some little knothead that can't actually take the fact that we have a different opinion.
This is what problem means. Like on YouTube, I can understand why these idiots on Twitter are getting a laugh out of it. They're just feeding you because you're reacting to them, mate. So you just walk away. I'll tell you what, I'll set you a challenge. Walk away from Twitter for 2 weeks.
I'm not on Twitter. I don't use it because my account got taken down because of like a bunch of, again, fanatics. I don't use it. I really don't use it anyway. And even though I'm not on there, they still keep coming after me, even though I'm not there to defend myself. Right? It doesn't matter whether you're there or not, you're still slanting.
You're a grown man and you're calling them fanatics and this, that, and the other. You are stoking
the fanatics. They are fanatics. I don't engage unnecessarily.
On purpose to get a reaction out of you. Listen to you now. This is why they're all having a good laugh and a giggle.
No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to tell me what I should be doing and how I should be acting as an adult, and then get a reaction out of me, and then say that I'm, get a reaction out of these people.
You understand Twitter now. I can understand why you get attacked on Twitter listening to you because you sound like a child. Sorry, no offense.
No, fuck you.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You show everybody.
How did this conversation even get going? It doesn't matter what people do on Twitter, right? At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, someone in this fandom, no, I'm going to say it out straight. Someone in this fandom decided to start on me and Lee, right? And got everybody's attention on me and Lee. And then got themselves in bed with accounts that are troll accounts and have been constantly attacking me and Lee for the past 3 weeks, right? Now, you say don't react, right? But when people are coming after your wife, coming after the vulnerable people, I'm sorry, we're going to say something. These people are not bleeding in charge of Twitter. They're not the Twitter police. They can't tell us how we can think, how we can speak our minds. It's none of their business. And at the end of the day, I don't care if they react or I'm feeding people, as you say. I don't give a flying fuck. At the end of the day, I have my opinion. It's the way I've been for years.
Everybody cares about how you feel. Everybody cares about how you feel. So you can't say you don't care because you wouldn't be reacting if you didn't care. Of course you care. You've got a passion for Doctor Who. You've got a passion for sci-fi and everything like that. But somewhere along the line, the communication between you and the other people, I don't know who these people are because I'm not on Twitter, but the communication between you, it's becoming a little bit, it sounds like a group of 40-plus-year-old men arguing with 20-plus-year-old kids, to be honest. And I would not give them any oxygen. Let them have every dog has its day. My ear has had its day. Let these young ones have the day. None of them are happy. They're all miserable. They've got nothing better to do. And this is what's happening, mate. But seriously, come off. You do what you want. I can't tell you what to do. But my advice would be, come off Twitter, even if it's for a week. And I'll guarantee you, you're going to feel like a new man in a week. I promise you.
Yeah, but the
But it's
point is, I think Lee is trying to make, why should we have to leave the platform, Gary, when the platform's supposed to be for everybody?
The platform doesn't work. It does not work. You should be, you know, this Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, it's supposed to be fun for overgrown schoolboys. I'm an overgrown schoolboy. That's what it's for. It's not meant to be a bitch fest. You don't like her, she, her, and your mothers are this, and your sisters are that, and your brothers are that. Names are absolutely vile. Sticks and stones do hurt. It crushes your spirit. And when that happens, yeah, you're right to defend your partner, your wife, your girl, but your family members. At that point of it, to me, I cut them all off and say, listen, I swallow my pride and say, let them have it. Let them have their platform. We've got our classic Doctor Who. That's our era. I'm happy with it. There was no fighting. There was nothing. It was entertainment. There was no sexuality, black, grey, yellow, green, nothing. It was entertainment. And look at it today. And this has all been done. Look at us all, you know, this has all been done purposely. But this Twitter, to me, I don't know nothing about it. It sounds like a giant bitch fest. It's not designed for what it was supposed to be defined for. And, you know, actors, actresses, and everything else, they should be there to entertain. I'm sorry, if you're an actor or an actress, you don't have a private life anymore. You're in the media. You can't even pick your nose. And they know that when they sign contracts. So I would not follow any of them anyway. They're human beings, just like the rest of us. It's just that they've got a lot of money, a lot of power, wealth, and fame. And look at the state of them all. They're all miserable, drinking alcoholic, coke, sniffing, it just goes on and on. But these, you know, we're feeding it and feeding it. Walk away and enjoy your life. Enjoy the dog in the countryside. I'd rather just take the dog out for the day, seriously, than go on Twitter, because all it does is cause problems. And that's my opinion as an impartial person outside. All it seems to do is cause trouble, in my opinion. I'm not you, so I don't know nothing really about it, but honestly, it's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. And it doesn't help if you start calling, you know, he said, she said, he said, he, and then you're calling each other names. You know, we're grown, we're adults. We're supposed to teach the younger generation. You're supposed to look up to the older for wisdom. Nobody seems to be getting the point. Just stay away from them at all. It's just destroying lives, because names do hurt, and especially when it's...
The thing about it is, you say stay away, it's not as if I haven't stayed away. And as Lee has rightly pointed out, he has been like kicked off Twitter. And even since he's been kicked off Twitter, they're still going after him on Twitter, and he's not even around. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. Unfortunately, that look at this is the fandom. People don't want to believe that this is the fandom. This is the ugly side of the fandom, and this was always a culture war. This was always a fight to the end, and it was going to get nasty. And I told people from day one when I first joined the channel, it's going to get rough before it gets better, and this is what's happening. It's getting rough now. And the thing about this is innocent people getting dragged into it. And I'm sorry, Gary, I cannot sit by and watch people like Daniel or Emma or David travels through time being attacked by people and having lies said about them. It's not in me DNA. It's not me makeup. I have to say something, right? These guys will be on my channel, right? So, you know, I have some responsibility as far as I'm concerned. I have some responsibility towards the people that follow me. And if I see any of them being attacked, I'm sorry, I'm not going to stay silent, because these people, you know why? You know why? It's because people haven't stood up to them. That's why they've been allowed to do what they do. And finally, there are people that are standing up to them and they don't like it. Yes, it's getting nasty, but that's the way it was going to always go, because these kids don't like being told what to do. And you're right, our era is gone, right? But Russell T did bring Doctor Who back in 2005, and he made it for us all. He made it for us all. Even Moffat did, right? Chris Chibnall hasn't done that, and that's wrong. It's wrong. It's for everybody. And these little kids are not going to tell us what to do anymore, right? They're not going to tell us how we should behave or how we should act, and tell us to fuck off out of a fandom that we fucking invested emotional time, money, and all of this other crap. No way.
Just let them have it.
For what? No, why let them have it? No, that's the thing. Why let them have it? No way, fuck off. No, they had this era. No. They have their era, and they don't even support their own era. So why should we let them have something that they don't even support themselves? They don't care about Doctor Who, Gary. We do. You do as well. That's why you're
No.
so passionate and you're saying what you're saying. You love Doctor Who just as much as we do. And yes, this new era might have turned you off a little bit. But I guarantee if Doctor Who come back under a new showroom, you'd be the first one to switch on the telly and watch.
100%. I'd be the first back on it 100%. Seriously.
And fair enough, you mightn't feel like you mightn't feel that it's worth, you know, defending it or whatever, or having to defend yourself against these people. And I understand that. And that's not a go at you. You like to keep out of the drama. So do I, to be quite honest with you. But the thing about it, even when this is what's annoying me about it. I just want you to hear me out on this and I'll let you say what you need to say. Even when I don't react to Gary, they still come after me. So what am I supposed to do? Even when I come off Twitter, they still follow me on my YouTube channel, my Facebook Messenger. And by the way, I got sent death threats last night, by the way.
You use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. You turn their strength against them. You turn your strength, use them and turn their strength against them. That's how you do it, not by responding. Let them say what they want. You can always retract the messages through moderators and everything else, but leave them because they're bringing attention to you, whether it's negative or positive. There's no publicity like bad publicity. It doesn't matter. You're getting the publicity, but you just delete the comments and things from the YouTube. But in terms of Twitter, my advice would be, gosh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to waste a little life I've got left on idiots, seriously. And all it's doing is upsetting people, and it's horrible. It's name calling. It really hurts.
The reason why it's upsetting people, though, Gary, is because the other side won't accept that we have a different opinion. So here's what Lee's been trying to say as well. Why should we have to leave that platform because these little shits can't take what we say? Should they not leave the platform and leave us alone?
No, because you've turned their power against them by you walking away. They think they have the victory, but they know nothing. They don't know anything. And when you're walking away, whether it takes a month, 6 months, a year, they're going to be bored and go on to... There'll be something new for them to attack. Honestly, you have to learn to play the game, seriously.
Okay, I think probably a happy medium to what Gary's trying to get at, because I'm the same. I sort of glance at stuff on social media, but otherwise I just do my own thing majority of the day, and I chat with people on Messenger because that's private and that's the way I like to do it. I think probably a happy medium is what Noel is honestly doing right now, which is he's just going, I'm going to concentrate on my own channel, I'm going to concentrate on the stuff I want, and that's the happy medium.
That's it, man. But they still come after me, even after I've announced I'm doing the Star Wars thing and all the other stuff. I got sent death threats and porn pictures. Sent me last.
So what Gary's saying is just don't do the happy medium thing of doing your own thing, and then even if they keep coming at you, just give them the front door. Just don't respond, and then they'll get the message. So you can do basically what both of you are saying.
That's it. Exactly. Play the game.
They don't get the message. That's the problem.
Yeah, but no, they'll get bored. That's what Gary's saying.
They don't get bored, though. See, you keep saying this to get bored. No, they don't. They've been at this for 3 years and they still haven't got bored. You all need to cop on. Seriously. Because they've been there for 3 years. These people are not going to get bored anytime bleeding soon. It's like the same people that are giving out about Donald Trump for the past 4 years, saying America and all this has gone to shit and everything. Right? It doesn't make a difference what you fucking say. He's going to be re-elected in another 4 years, just like these fucking fans. They're not going to get bored anytime fucking soon. Right? 3 years they've been at it. Sorry, they're not getting bored anytime soon. They're going to continue to do what they do.
Royston, you're making that decision, mate. You're making the decision, honestly. You're making that decision. You're going to pay the price for it.
Oh, well, 3 years I've been at it and I haven't paid no price. And I won't pay no price because they're not. At the end of the day, this is a culture war, and this ends with our side winning the culture war.
Listen, but you see what it's doing? It affects the streams, it affects the mood, because all we're here for is to be entertained by Doctor Who, really. And unfortunately, all this other stuff that's going on, if I was a casual viewer tuning into this now and I've never seen it before, I would be thinking, goodness me, what's going on? They're all bonkers.
Well, we did do the watch along, and then I don't know how this conversation came about, but
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Oh, but honestly, no, I think it's been good to have two different viewpoints. I think it's been good to have Gary's viewpoint and your viewpoint, and we've had two different sides.
It's called a debate, constructive criticism, and it's a debate. You either take it on board or you don't. That's down to the person. It's down to their psychology.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, if you've been in the trenches like I have for 3 years, even when you do decide that you're having nothing else to do with it, you get dragged back into it again. Unfortunately, that's the way it's always going to be.
It seems to be
but
difficult.
just have the mindset that you're not going to get dragged in. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not getting dragged in, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to leave Twitter because of a couple of twats. Sorry, but I'm not going to change the way I am. Don't like the opinions.
Anything happens and you come on a stream in the future and you're really upset, it's going to affect the rest of us, isn't it? It's going to put us in a position. It's going to put us in a very difficult position. The next time you're on Twitter and someone attacks you personally or your family, and you come on a Doctor Who stream when you're upset, it's going to affect the balance of everybody who's on the streams and in the chat. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not just yourself. It's everybody. It's your viewers. It affects everybody, because if you come on and you're upset, and obviously, you know, it's better out than in, and you're going to share if you're upset. It's going to affect everybody's mood and psyche. See, this is what it's doing.
Yeah, I can understand.
It just causes so many problems. Walk away, cut the oxygen off the flames, and the fire will soon die. No matter how long it takes, it soon goes.
It won't, though. You're wrong. You're wrong, because 3 years the fire has been flaming very strong. They're not giving up anytime soon. You can't starve these people from oxygen because they're relentless. They don't understand. So, you know, it's not going to change. They're going to continue to do what they do until Whittaker is gone. And when Whittaker goes, then they'll kick up screaming for a few months, and then they'll leave. But they're here for the long haul. They're not going anywhere. So, look, as I said, people have left Twitter, being bullied off Twitter because of these people. And I don't think we should be the ones that have to leave the platform because of a bunch of bullies and because of a bunch of Nazis that can't take people with different opinions, because that's what they are. They're a bunch of Nazis. They won't let people have their own opinion, their own independent thought. And I'm sorry, I'll be damned if I'm going to let these little fuckers tell me what I can and can't do, or think, or the way I think, or the way I act. Simple as that. Listen, everybody that joined this channel from day one, I told them, right, that this is what I do, right? 3 years down the line, I'm still doing the same thing, and I'm going to continue to do the same thing. I'm still going to poke holes. I'm still going to call out this fandom, and I'm not going to change. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day, you know, I've suffered. My wife has suffered, and other people have suffered. But that's not. That's not down to me. That's down to the fact that too many people keep sticking their noses in, not getting all the details, and then add on to it. And then what happens then? I end up having to do something about it, and then I end up being the bad guy, right? This is why the last incident, I didn't really do that much. I did throw up pictures or whatever, and I did do one video, and I mentioned it a couple. But other than that, I'd normally go harder on that whole situation, and I probably would have been able to nip it in the bud. But I was told by numerous of people, don't react. And do you know what happened? It got worse when I didn't react. Right? Got worse. Other people got dragged into it. Sometimes whether you like it or not, it's good to nip these things in the bud straight away before they manifest any further.
That's just the nature
By the way,
of the
I didn't choose this life, Gary. I didn't choose this life. I didn't choose to be attacked 24/7. Right? I had a different opinion, and people don't like it. And I'm sorry. I don't think I should feel that I have to change, bully, or whatever, or can be bullied offline, or to say starve them from oxygen when they don't get starved from oxygen. They continue under relentless, and even when you ignore them, they still come after you. So either way, even if I was to take your advice and ignore them, right, I'm still not getting out of this. That's the problem, Gary. I'm still not getting out of this whether I like it or not, because someone is out there is always going to come back and attack me. And that's what's happened. Listen, I haven't even responded for the last, week now? And I've had death threats. I've had porn pictures sent to me. I've been told, go and get no-scoped. Again, Jordan Rabbi's stream, someone said your wife deserved to be raped. right, and said that she enjoyed it again, right? Even when I stopped, they still come. So what am I supposed to do, right? I don't react, which I haven't, but they're still doing it, and they're going to continue to do it for the next 3 or 4 months, right? So then what happens then is it gets to a point then where I've had enough then, right?
Okay.
And then I'm going to react, Gary, because, you know, I've taken everybody's voice and I've left it, yeah?
Okay.
And then they come back. So what am I supposed to do there, Gary? I mean, look.
I'll tell you what you can do. If this, you know, when this happens again, because it is going to happen again, if this is what you're saying, you're determined you're going to stay on the platforms that you're on. If this happens again, mate, you're going to have to learn to deal with it in another manner then. You're just going to have to learn to deal with it in another manner.
Well, that may be the case, but as I said, though, you know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, look, nothing's happened now anyway, and there's been a few things said by certain people out there, and I haven't reacted. So, you know, I don't intend on reacting, but when your wife gets dragged into it, or Daniel gets dragged into it, or someone else vulnerable like that gets dragged into it, they know exactly what you're doing. And you're right. They know exactly what they're doing there. But I'm sorry, I just don't have it in my DNA not to stand up for the people that are more vulnerable. It's just not in my DNA. I have to stand up for people. Where's Charlotte gone? Why did Charlotte go?
Oh, I don't know.
Everybody think we're fighting. We're not fighting. You still know that. Like, he has his opinions, and I have mine, and I'm explaining my side of it, and he's explaining his side.
This is debate now. This is what debate's all about. And we all come away.
That's what I mean. I don't look at it was a debate. I mightn't agree with you, to be quite honest with you, but you do make some. Look, you make valid points. I'm not lying. You do make valid points, but Gary, if it was as easy as that, I'd say right, fair enough. But it's not that easy, mate. It's not that easy, because even when you do walk away, as I said, these people follow you around and they don't let you go. They don't let you go. Listen, I've got a bad reputation on Twitter, right? It's because of those people, right? Every morning I get up, or every day I get up, there's someone having a go at me because of the reputation. And it's even gotten on Facebook now. I remember joining a group there a couple of weeks ago, and they said, oh, you're that guy that's part of the zone from Twitter that everybody hates. Well, you better behave yourself in this group, because we won't tolerate any nonsense. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I have a different opinion. I don't like Jodie Whittaker's doctor. If you have a problem with that, well, then you need to suck it up too. So, you know, you're telling me to suck it up, and I understand that, but they need to fucking suck it up too, that people don't have the same opinions. It's just, I don't know. Look, you make valid points, but at the end of the day, though, it is one of those situations that, you know, even when you walk away, and I have walked away, you still get dragged into it. But look, I'm not going to react, because I made the wife a promise, so you don't have to worry, right? I'm not going to react to Arden.
I don't want you to react, but I worked in a lot of residential settings for kids that had no parents, emotionally disturbed children. I was a school teacher for 10 years, so I know, and I've learned all about every type of human behavior you can imagine, seriously. So nothing surprises me. But there are ways and strategies of dealing with these things in a positive, in a manner that's positive, that's not going to affect your streams or anything like that. But I can't talk to you not over the stream like this.
I know what you're saying. Listen. Look, as I said, I don't take any offense to what you said. You're giving your point of view, and you know, as I said, I do agree with some of the things that you've said. Actually, agree with most of your points, but the problem is you, as you said yourself, you're not on Twitter, so you wouldn't know what goes on. I guarantee if you were on Twitter for a week, trust me, you put up a tweet and you just put up, I don't like this curtain there of Doctor Who, I can guarantee you by the end of the week you'll have someone sending you a death threat.
I would expect it in this age. Nothing surprises me now about human beings. There's nothing that surprises me. If you told me you were married to that sound, it wouldn't surprise me in this day and age. Do you know what I mean? Nothing shocks me or surprises me about actors, actresses, politicians, people. The only person I trust is me. That's it.
Yeah. Right. Well, that got a bit lively near the end, but I think we will leave it at that, guys, because we have to the 3 hour mark. But listen, everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us. It's been an absolute honor. And to all my guests that joined me on the panel today, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow for Derelics in Manhattan. But then next week, obviously, we've got the whole Star Wars business going on. Listen, if we can get the 3 movies done before Saturday, I think Halloween's Sunday, isn't it? If we can get all the 3 Star Wars movies done before Saturday, then on Sunday, then we'll do the Doctor Who thing where we said we were going to do the most scary stories. So what was it? It was Heaven Sent and the God Complex, I think it was. So if we get the movies done before Saturday, the 3 movies, then we'll do that on Sunday. But listen, Gary, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And to all the guests said, go ahead.
No. Can you do us a favor when you speak to Problem Being? Just tell him I think he's a sound guy, honestly. I'm a very opinionated person, honestly, and I love...
I think he's just more upset at the fact that...
I know.
Do you know what it is? I'll be honest. I think he thinks that you're kind of pointing the finger at him, that all this drama wouldn't happen if he didn't react. But in fairness, when you don't react, Gary, they still come at you. Listen, he's off Twitter. He's got that other account that for Az's bleeding thing, but his main account on Twitter was taken down because he stood up for William Shatner, and he hasn't been on. But yeah, if you go and check certain groups on Twitter, right, which are not on Twitter, but if you did, you hear Lee's name being mentioned a lot, and they're still trying to attack him even though he's not on the platform. And I think that's what he's trying to say as well. Even when he doesn't react, they still come after him, and they won't stop, Gary. They won't run out of oxygen, unfortunately, because for 3 years they've been at this. They're invested, and they're not going anywhere until, do you know what they want? Until we all decide, to agree with them, this is the only way that this is ever going to stop. That's why I hope this era is over as soon as possible so we can move on. Then they'll have nothing, and then we can move on. And I think that's what we want. So the sooner Series 13 films, the fucking better as far as I'm concerned. So we can get this. This all goes back to Chibnall. You can thank Chibnall for all of this. Yeah, true. Honestly, thank you, Mr. Chris Chibnall, for this. Because you're the one. All this, if it wasn't for Chris Chibnall, a Doctor Who was done properly and kept a man with a decent showrunner, none of this would be going on today. Seriously. So, you know what I mean? It's Chibnall and the fucking BBC, sorry to swear. And this is where it's got us. We should be having a laugh and giggle now. Yeah, true. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. And listen, I just want to make this clear again, though. I did not set out for any drama when I set up my YouTube channel 3 years ago. My whole aim was to give my opinion on a series of Doctor Who that I thought was very poor. Unfortunately, because of that opinion, I did get myself into a situation where I wasn't liked, and I knew that. But I'm not. But Gary, the thing that I'd say to you is, though, mate, is after 3 years, I'm not going to step down, because then I'd look back and say, well, what was I doing for the last 3 years? It'll be all for nothing. All of the people, include me wife, that have been, it'd all be for nothing. It'd all be for nothing. And then people got hurt for nothing. So I have to continue to have my opinions, to have my voice. And listen, you've even seen it yourself. I've toned down the whole rhetoric against the J-bots. I don't even go after them anymore. I only bring them up when obviously they tried to cover from any guild today. That's why I brought them up. But I don't go after them as I used to. I mean, I'm not slagging them off like I used to either. I even have Jodie Whittaker fans now, even in the chat, listening to me. So I think over the past few months anyway, I have changed, to be quite honest with you, but it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough. I could be a saint and they'd still find something to attack me for. So,
listen, now, I found this channel by accident, and honest to God, I was absolutely gobsmacked by the content. Honestly, I thought it was amazing. But lately it's just, you know, it seems to be, whether it's the change in weather or something. But you know, when I first found this channel, I thought, my God, this is absolutely amazing. But whatever's happened in the last couple of months, goodness me. But what my point's going to be this, Noel, it's not just affecting you and your wife, it's affecting the whole stream and people in the chat. You know, people who might just want to escape for an hour just to socialize with other people. So, do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I do understand. Listen, as I said, I don't set out to find drama or to create drama. I don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the one thing that I actually try to get across. Listen, I don't. You really don't. People really don't know me. I'm not one for drama. I hate all of this. Do people really think that I love the fact that my wife ended up in hospital, or Daniel got picked on, or David travels through time got picked on, or Emma got picked on, or whoever else in the past has gotten picked on because of me or my opinions? No.
I understand that, but first impressions last. If you get a casual viewer comes on and you're particularly upset about something that's happened to you or your friends or your family or whatever, a casual viewer, a Doctor Who fan, they'd be thinking, oh my goodness, what's going on here? First impressions can last a long time sometimes. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying just be guarded against it all, and if you can have a few days away from it all or whatever, it might do you the world. But it's up to you if you want to go back on it. That's none of my business. All I'm saying is I don't want it affecting you, your family, problem being people in the chat, because it affects a whole circle of people. It's not just yourself and your family. It's all your viewers that are tuning in, and anyone who might join. You know, I could say to my family, oh, no, my family know about this, but I haven't told them to watch because obviously I don't want them seeing me on the telly and things like, you know, I'm self-conscious as well. So they haven't had a look, but they're aware that I'm on TARDIS Zone. And if, you know, I've got a very, very large family. If one of them decides to tune in and you're having a rant and rave about what they're going to be thinking, is he fucking nuts? Do you understand my point of view? I'm just trying to, you know, just a bigger picture to think about. That's all.
Yeah. Right.
That's
well,
all.
Listen, as I said, anyway, you know, I as I said, I do agree with many of your points, but as I said, you know, Twitter is just one of those things. It is. Twitter is probably one of the worst platforms out there, but unfortunately, once you're there, it's very hard to shake off.
Well, maybe it's addictive.
They follow you.
Is it like digital heroin? Is it addictive?
Twitter? Yeah, it is an addictive platform. I think people would actually admit that. Yeah, because I mean, you've got Gary from Neurotics that's even said, and as Doomcock, they all said they were leaving Twitter. Do you remember? But they haven't left Twitter because Twitter, listen, this is the thing about Twitter. We all know how toxic Twitter is, yeah? But the thing about it is it does have its advantages. For example, when I share these live streams, I wouldn't have as many viewers as I have if I didn't whack it up on Twitter, because I have a following on Twitter. I have over 500 people following me on Twitter. So they come and they watch the classic and the new Who streams because of Twitter. Yeah. So that's what I'm using it for. If you've actually went onto my Twitter account now, you will actually see that all I've done is shared pictures of Tom Baker, Joe's new TARDIS console room. And I've shared other stuff. I've even shared a couple of polls. I'm not even engaging with these people. I'm not even acknowledging the fact that they exist. And I'm still getting it in the neck. So, you know, that's all I'm just trying to say. It's very hard to shake it off. But yeah, right, I think it is an addictive platform. Yeah. But also, if you were to ask all the other streamers, compared to the ones that are out there as alternatives to these platforms, they're not up to the task. So we all gravitate back towards Twitter. You know what I mean? Even YouTube has its problems now, but we all still use YouTube. It's just one of those things. It's a kind of a catch-22 kind of situation. You don't want to be on it, but at the same time, you know there's benefits of being on it. And I know what you'll probably say, do the benefits outweigh all the negativity? I'd have to say, and this is going to be probably shock a few people, but I actually do think there is more benefit being on it.
You're just feeding a habit then at the end of the day.
Maybe. Maybe that's what social media is, though, Gary. Maybe social media is this whole, because let's be honest, a lot of people I know, including myself, that always have their phone in their hand. You know, you see that a lot in society now. Everybody is on their mobile phone. So I think everybody is addicted to social media. I don't think it's just me, but I think there is a lot of people addicted to social media. You're right. But
well, I love YouTube. I love YouTube. As soon as I get up in the morning, I put my headphones on, music, something that's going to uplift my spirit for the day. So put any kind of music, the Dallas theme, it might be a bit of violin, it'll be something. Because I had an accident in 1985. I was run over. I mean, I broke my hips and pelvis and suffered head damage and things. So I'm on certain medications that can make me forgetful, woozy, this, that, and the other. So because of that, I have amazing melancholy. But if I get up first thing in the morning and I put something that's lively on that appeals to me, I tell you what, I'm bouncing all day. So what is addicted? I mean, I'm addicted to YouTube. I mean,
when I finish this stream tonight now, I will actually whack the earphones in and I'll have YouTube on and I'll listen. Actually, last night I watched Lord of the Dance. I went back to the early days of the night and I actually watched Lord of the Dance and it blew me away. So that's what I did last night. I mean, look, I love YouTube. I really do. I love what I do. I don't want drama. Listen, Gary, I really don't. And I hope this does come across. I don't want this drama. I never did. But unfortunately, I do have a different opinion that people can take. And, you know, unless I turn around and say, listen, I'm a fan of this era. I love Jodie Whittaker. That's the only time I'm ever going to get peace in this fandom. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to sell out. I never will. I hate this era, and I'm not going to say anything different. I think Jodie Whittaker is probably the worst doctor of all time, and that's my opinion. Yeah. I actually do believe she's the worst doctor of all time. And even tonight's story, even though I turned it off, even Sylvester McCoy is 10 times the doctor than she'll ever be. So I'm not going to change my opinions on that. But look, we could go on for another couple of more minutes, but we're 3:21 now, and I have to finish to bring the dog and all down and do stuff. But listen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Everybody in the chat as well, thank you for taking part. And everybody that joined me on the panel as well tonight. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channels. Problem being, the Rabbi, I think Super John has a channel as well, if I'm correct in saying. And we just had Gary on there as well. So thank you. Listen, good night. We will talk to you for this tomorrow. And as Peter Capaldi says, let's just be kind. So that's tomorrow. So we're going to finish up now. I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to leave you with the Classic Who trailer. Good night. Stay safe. And don't forget to put your clocks back tonight. Yeah? Okay? Is it tomorrow? No, Saturday night, isn't it? Happens Saturday night, doesn't it? Yeah, it's tonight. Yeah. I think it's tonight, isn't it? It's tonight, guys, isn't it? Gary said it was tonight. Yeah, I think it's tonight. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll find out when my phone and my bleeding Chromebook changes. But if it's not tonight, it's tomorrow. But either way, don't forget, you have to put your clock back an hour. All right? So, yeah. So you'll have an extra hour in bed. Unless you're like me, it doesn't make a fucking difference. Right. I'll talk to you all here. I'm going to take that Retro Dickie scar off. Play this trailer. Oh yeah, only if you're in the UK. Sorry to our American friends, actually. It doesn't happen in America, yeah. But it's Europe, Ireland, UK. Does the rest of Europe do daylight savings as well? I don't know. I thought they were scrapping that shit a few years back. Wasn't there talk about them scrapping the daylight savings thing? And you know why they have the daylight savings thing? Is because obviously time is not correct and the year is not actually 365 days. It's actually slightly over. So that's why they bring in the daylight savings time, because that kind of evens it all out. Right, here's the classic trailer. We're off. Good night. Enjoy your weekend. See you tomorrow for Daleks in Manhattan. And stay safe and keep away from all the drama. Bye.